We are Blackboard. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Victor Martinez has absolutely made himself at home here in Chicago. 3 more hits in the ballgame yesterday. Vimar now 345 here at Guaranteed Rate Field. He's been absolutely raking. It is a cool but sunny day here in Chicago today. Game 2 in the series featuring the Detroit Tigers and the Chicago White Sox. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Peppa, Kurt Gibson. How's it going?
Good.
We're glad to have you with us for Tigers Baseball today. The Tigers won the opener in comeback fashion, going for 2 in a row, giving. Now they've got a lot of new faces in the lineup this year, but really the one constant, the veteran Victor Martinez, they will need him this year.
Well, they do, and you know, Victor had an off year last year. There was a lot of talk about, is he done? When you get past 35 years of age, I heard the same thing, that they say your bat's getting slow. Well, I was at a slow bat at 25 too. You're either having a good swing or you're not. And Victor's made some adjustments. He's come back. He's energized. I liked when I saw him in spring training hitting the ball the other way to go against that shift. And it's really helped him pick up momentum, and he's raking so far this year.
All right, now on the hill today for the Tigers is Michael Fulmer. We know his overpowering fastball is very good. Really, his slider has been dominant as well.
It is. The fastball, he came up with the big hard stuff. He's quickly realized that you've got to have more than just the fastball. He's really worked on this slider, and he throws it harder than most. 3rd hardest in the big leagues by average, and it just matters whether you get your hand consistently out front. And the other thing is it produces ground ball after ground ball after ground ball. He's got almost a 50% ground ball rate. Major league average is like 43%. So it's very, very effective. It gives him tons of weapons. If he's getting his slider over today, the White Sox are going to be neutralized.
All right, now Chicago has a ton of good young prospects. Many of them are good young pitchers. We will see one today. And Lucas Giolito last year against the Tigers, he was really good.
Well, he beat Detroit last year in August, and he really kept them off balance here in Chicago. He's 6 feet 6 inches. That's a little taller than most. He's sneaky, but he's got a great mix. He's also got a good breaking ball, good changeup, and the Tigers will have to hope that he doesn't get that curveball over as well. So we got some young kids going today. The similar stuff would be a good game.
All right, stay with us. Tigers and the White Sox coming up after a short break. Back to the Call Sam Studios, and Mickey York coming up in this one today. Let's keep this bat hot. Machado's been mashing. He had 2 doubles again in Game 1. He is off to a red-hot start. Tigers Sox, Game 2 coming up next. Game 2 in this series featuring the Tigers and the Chicago White Sox on what is otherwise a pretty good day. As long as there is no precipitation, it is a clear day, we can say that. But again, it will be very chilly here at the ballpark. Lucas Giolito will be on the mound for the Chicago White Sox.
You can see 4 hits, 3 runs in his first start this year. Beat the Tigers last year. Tall kid, 6 foot 6 inches, got electric stuff, sneaky on the fastball, good secondary stuff. 224 batting balls in play. That's well off below league averages, right around 300. So he's got good stuff. He pitches better here at home, and Tigers will have their work cut out for him today, but a good day to do so.
Here is the Tigers starting lineup against Giolito today, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. For the Tigers, it's going to be Leonis Martin leading it off, and then Candelario Cabrera's back in there at first base, Castellanos in right field. It'll be Martinez, the DH, McCann catching. Jacoby will start in the left field today. Iglesias and Machado will round things out.
Let's look at the White Sox defense. New left fielder Nicky Delmonico. That's interesting. Misplay there gave the Tigers a chance to win that game, and they did. Adam Engel in center, Avisail Garcia in right. Yomer Sanchez at third. Had a good beginning of the game, but didn't finish up strong in the first game. Anderson and Moncada up the middle. Jose Abreu, we're going to have to watch him at first base. Wellington Castile behind the plate today. He's catching Lucas Giolito.
Tigers scored 1 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th, 2 in the 10th to come back from a 7-3 deficit in the opener, and that was a big win for the Tigers, who desperately needed that one. Otherwise, they would have dropped to 1-5 to begin the season.
It's amazing how quickly things can change in this game, and the Tigers have 2 wins on the year. Both of them have come from behind. That's a good sign. Now they've got to win the 1-0 games as well, and Michael Fulmer pitched a beauty last time. Hopefully another today. Put us at 3 wins.
All right, Leonis Martin will get things started for the Tigers here this afternoon. Martin, Candelario, and Cabrera facing Lucas Giolito, the tall right-hander from Santa Monica, California. Can't be too used to this cool weather. He'll fire it home, and the first pitch of the ball game is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Martin in the opener, 2 out of 6.
Did they just say 32 degrees?
You know, I thought I misheard that, but apparently they did not.
Looks a lot warmer than it is. However, most of the guys said they could deal with it, and it was blustery in the first game.
That'll miss outside, and the count goes 2-0 on Martin. Umpiring crew today, James Hoy behind the dish.
Do you take this pitch?
If I'm Martin, I'm swinging here on 2. Let's see what Giolito comes back with.
Going to be a heater. Outside, tailing away.
In there, a strike call. Gibby mentioned Giolito is 6 feet 6 inches tall, 245-pounder, only 23 years old.
Yeah, he's young, and you know, when you're that tall, you're letting go of the ball closer to the plate, so your velocity plays way up.
Popped him up. Left side of the infield. The shortstop Anderson is under it, and that's how we start this one here today. 1 gone.
Got the changeup right there after 3 straight fastballs. There's the bio on Lucas Giolito. Santa Monica, it does get chilly, but not 32 degrees. And I lived there a couple of years. I was out in Cali.
He went to the same high school as Brennan Bosch, the former Tiger.
How about Rod? Is it the same one?
Yeah, well, that's Rod's hometown, Santa Monica.
That's where he went to school.
But Giolito went to Harvard Westlake High School. That's the school that produced Bosch. There's a ball outside to Candelario.
Kind of look for a pattern right here. You're starting out. They've got the shift here on Candy. Get the Lone Ranger over there, the third baseman. You see straight away shortstop and in.
That'll dart low and away, 2-0. Giolito has gone 2-0 in the first 2 hitters in this game.
But with the fastball against Martin, then fouled with the changeup.
is swung on and missed. 2-1 on Candelario. Jamer 1 for 6 in the opener. Tigers had an off day yesterday and back at it today.
Like Chamber was guessing strike right there. Ball came out on the other side of the plate. Hefty cut, 2-1. Going to come back in there with the heater here.
The 2-1. In the air, center field playable. Engel is under it. And there are 2 gone here in the first. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and a free small order of curly fries will be yours.
Junior Army for me.
You gonna pass up on the fries?
Yeah, I would say, can I exchange it?
For a Junior Arby.
2 of them.
For you? Well,
Seems fair.
Now you're pushing it. Here's Cabrera. Miguel back in the lineup. Had the hip flexor in game 1 after stumbling around the bag.
Is this your guy?
He is my guy, right? He's going to homer right here.
I'm the only guy in the history of pick and stick to get 0 points out of Miggy.
Nice.
Stay hot.
Of course, Nico Goodrum came in and delivered a key blow late 2-run homer to draw the Tigers to within 1.
Yeah, 2-run ding dong. Put the Tigers within 1.
You know, Nico's a guy that has to be ready really at any time. And, you know, when Miggy went down, he probably mentally was starting to get prepared to come into a ball game. But he's got to be good to go at really any position.
Yeah, he was. I asked him today. He said as soon as he fell, he took a walk, started to get loose. He knew it was possible. It's a good way to get in the game sometimes for a youngster.
Little 0 away, 2-1 on Cabrera. Miggy off to a nice start this year, 318. He and Goodrum have the only 2 Tigers homers so far this year. Cabrera's was an opposite field shot on the first homestand of the season. Here's the 2-1. 2-2 on Cabrera.
Sneaky. Only 91 miles per hour. Miggy a little tardy there.
I think if Ron Gardner had his druthers, he probably would have DH'd Cabrera today coming off the injury, but you just can't take V-Mart out of the lineup. He has been smoking hot. Now the 2-2. Low ball 3. Tigers have had trouble scoring runs early in games this year. As a team, they're batting just 200 in the first inning. But they've had some late inning heroics multiple times already this year, including opening day.
Looking at Giolito, he seems like very deliberate early here in this game.
Swing and a miss. Cabrera down on strikes. And a 1-2-3 inning for the young right-hander. Michael Fulmer getting set to take the hill for the Tigers in the bottom of the first. travel well as we go to the bottom of the first here in Chicago. It'll be Michael Fulmer on the mound. He is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
8 innings pitched, 1-run ball. Great effort, didn't get the win, but Michael's thrown the ball well this year. Keeps the ball on the ground pretty often. That's his game. He's got a career whip of just over 1 and really doesn't give up any home runs as well. So he's got everything he needs to win this ball game today. Tigers got to play good deep behind him.
Yohan Moncada leads it off. It'll be Moncada and then Garcia and Abreu, the top 3 men in the lineup for the White Sox. Moncada is off to a slow start despite a homer early in the season. 154 as Fulmer throws high. 1-1.
Yeah, he doesn't shorten up very much. He gets a couple strikes on him and he lets it go. Tigers will use that against him.
Moncada now is 1 for his last 13. Was hitless in the opener here a couple of nights ago, 0 for 6. And the strikeouts have been piling up for Moncada. So there's another one. Strike 3 called.
Ball really ran back. Moncada didn't predict it. There he goes.
Here is the rest of the lineup for the White Sox, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. You saw Moncada strike out. They've got Garcia and Abreu to follow in the 2 and 3 spots, and then you've got Davison, who had a big game in the first series, DHing. Delmonico, Castillo, Anderson, Sanchez, Engel, your bottom 3 for Rick Renteria. Former Tiger Avisail Garcia standing in now, batting in the 2 spot. 333 to start this year, and he'll shoot one towards center field. It'll drop, base hit.
Oakland University brings you the Tigers starting defense today. New left fielder Jacoby Jones out there in left. Leonis Martin in center. Nicholas Castellanos in right. Candyman and Miggy on the corners. Iglesias and Machado up the middle. James McCann behind the dish again. He's catching Michael Fulmer. You know, Garcia, remember the first game, these guys are really aggressive early. You're going to have to really try and make good pitches, maybe less fastballs, more pitches with the wrinkle.
Slow roller toward third base. Candelario fires to second. There's one, and that's all he'll get.
That's a good pitch. A lot of movement on it, right in on his hands.
2 away now, and Abreu is 0 for 7. Make it 0 for 6 in the series.
This ball runs right in on his hands. That's where you got to keep it. Candyman easy. Takes his time and makes sure he gets 1 out at second, no play at first.
Here's the guy the Tigers could not get out a couple of days ago. Matt Davison walked, single, double walk. On base and scoring 4 times in that game. Strike 1.
Yeah, I had Matt in Arizona and I talked to him. He's now 27 years old. And you know, it takes, if you just follow many of these players' ages, and sometimes you get some quick ones that come more so on the pitching side, I would say, but the position players, takes them till they get into their mid-20s or so. They start to figure things out. They get that consistency, and he's got a good approach up the middle of the field. He likes to hammer the fastball. You got to crowd him.
Here's the weather for this afternoon. We told you 32 degrees, sunny and chilly is an apt description for this afternoon. McCann goes out there to get it, and the count now is 1-2 on Matt Davison.
Get the Tigers, you want to keep an eye over there at first base. Abreu has lost some weight, he's running better, and he will take a freebie if you give it to him. You got to make sure you stop over there. Make him earn it.
Another block by McCann. 2-2. Michael Fulmer today is looking for his first win, believe it or not, since July the 15th of last year.
He's thrown many good games too and has not got the victory. That's frustrating, but he seems to be fairly strong mentally.
The support offensively certainly has not been there, which is factored in. Swinging a foul tip into the glove for strike 3, and the inning is over. A couple of strikeouts for Fulmer, The 11th pitch inning for Michael. Streaming baseball, because your stadium should be where you make it. Tigers and Sox go to the top of the second here at Guaranteed Rate Field. A lot of jackets, a lot of hats on a chilly 32-degree afternoon.
Quick first inning. 11 pitches from Michael Fulmer, 12 from Giolito. So pitchers, you know, sometimes they say the cold favors the pitching. Hope that isn't true.
In Fulmer's last start, he lost 1-0 in that very cold afternoon at Comerica. So bats tend to chill down with the weather. Castellanos leads it on. Nicholas and then Victor Martinez here in the Tigers' second. Up and in.
Yeah, you don't see the head apparatus as tightly on the faces of the players, so it must be way warmer than it was on the opener on Thursday.
I don't think it's nearly as windy, and the sun is shining, which certainly helps. Here's the 1-0. Fly ball right field. That'll be playable for Garcia.
Now we talk about how the Tigers won that game, the come behind from behind game on Thursday. Misplay right here. There you see the fly ball. Larry Garcia, look right up here, 16% chance of catching this fly ball. He goes for it, it goes to the wall. The Tigers score the go-ahead run. Nicholas Castellanos coming around there. So we're going to show you some new StatCast stats. We'll try and make them relevant and that you don't get confused too much. But when you see something, in that situation, when you've got a one-run lead, you wouldn't want to make an attempt that you want to keep that ball in front of you, make the Tigers get another hit. But we took the misplay. The Tigers went on to win that game.
And it's no coincidence that Nicky Delmonico's out in the left field today. Larry Garcia not playing.
It could be a coincidence.
It could be.
Yeah.
It's unlikely. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Vimard looks at a ball outside. 2-0.
Yesterday, the first game, they didn't play Vimard as much. This guy right here is the guy that really got Victor last year. And when there's nobody on base, they can bring Moncada over there to secure that hole. And Victor, though, has gone the other way a ton this year. They are throwing him outside. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't go that way.
Doesn't appear they want too much to do with Victor here. 3-0.
Now, John Keating, this could be his guy right here. We offered it up. All he had to do was sing a little song.
But he didn't want to
pick the stick. He couldn't do it.
No.
Uh-oh, he's listening.
It's something you do with Oscar Mayer hot dogs. But he declined.
He did. I'll take him.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. 3-1 on Victor.
Ball cut.
Anytime Victor walks into this ballpark, he knows that there's a pretty good chance he's going to pick up a couple of knocks at least. It's been that way throughout his career. There's Rick Renteria, the skipper of the White Sox, who couldn't have been too pleased with their opening day here a couple of days ago. Had the big lead late. 3-1 pitch. 3-2 on V-Mark.
Well, here's the numbers at Guaranteed Rate Field. It was Comiskey Park to me. 345, 20 dingers. Oh, you're not supposed to. Can you put mustard on it?
Yes, that's all you're supposed to put is mustard, no ketchup.
I think Keating said something about sugar.
Yeah, in the ketchup?
Yeah, how about mustard?
No.
Plenty of it.
Well, I guess. I don't know what the composition of mustard is compared to ketchup.
Sure, Keith's going to check in and tell us.
It's a 3-2. Swing and a miss, and he came back from 3-0 to strike out V-Mark. Hey, what do you say we say hello to John Keating?
Well, the hot dog thing will become a thing as today's game coverage rolls on, but you mentioned the game time temperature. I'm told the chilliest White Sox game start here at home was 31 degrees. We were at 32, and I did some digging, Mario. The average temperature here at Guaranteed Rate Field on an April 7th on the south side of Chicago?
40 degrees.
54 degrees.
Really?
That sounds heavenly.
It sure does. Sounds like Maui. Wow. Well, it is chilly today, but again, at least it's sunny and there's no precip. I have a feeling that if it was windy and it was going to be cloudy all day today, we may not have played this game because 32 is, well, it's freezing, literally.
We did it the other night. They want to get these games in.
It wasn't 32. It was 36, I think.
Yeah, with wind.
Yeah, true. But you're right. They got to get these games in. They don't want them piling up late in the year. High fly ball off the bat of James McCann. This will be routine out there in center field for Engel. And Giolito 6 up, 6 down through 2.
It's all about pressure on that finger for me, and ultimately that changeup that's one of my main fingers in my changeup as well, so I couldn't really throw that effectively. So toward the end of the year, it got a little wild because it got worse, but velocity was always there. That's why I kind of wanted to keep pitching. I was like, look, I'm still throwing the ball, to the best of my abilities, but the command wasn't quite as good as I wanted it to be.
And Michael Fulmer had an ERA of north of 5 in the second half when he was battling that elbow injury. But he looks like he's back to his old self early on in the season. He's been really good. He goes to work here in the bottom of the second and delivers down low to Nicky Delmonico.
Yeah, really the first 2 pitches in this at bat, you can see Michael Fulmer, the movement he has on his pitches. Second pitch was a 2-seamer. First pitch looked like a slider, went straight down.
Driven toward left center. That ball's going to drop, base hit, and more. It appears. Martin sliding play. Throw to second, not in time. Double for Nicky Delmonico. A pretty good play there by Martin. That ball, if it goes to the wall, might have been a triple.
Yeah, and if he doesn't slip, he gets Delmonico at second. Pretty good play. Goes off to the left center field gap. You see he kind of slips there. He has to get his feet underneath him. He's got that strong arm. Keeps his hand on the bag. You know, a lot of the runners, remember they were coming off the bag. Now much better at keeping on that bag. Good job of keeping the tag on him in case he comes off, but doesn't work.
Great shot of Machado staying with that tag. Look out inside to Wellington Castillo. Leadoff double here in the second hit for Chicago in this game. Half of Castillo's hits this year are homers. He's got 2 of them with 4 RBIs. The 1-0. Castillo hit his 2 home runs in 1 game on Monday against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well traveled, been with the Cubs, Diamondbacks, over here with the Sox. 30 years old. You're a catcher, you got staying power and you value in the game for you.
The 2-0. Outside, 3 balls, no strikes.
I thought Michael would throw a breaking ball there. And you can see, just looks like he's pulling a little, overthrowing a little bit, yanking it to the left-hand batter's box, glove side. Be careful here.
Up and in, and Castillo gets a 4-pitch walk.
Well, there's different grips for different pitches. We did this and showed this yesterday. Michael Fulmer's no different. You can see 3 pitches. Got the split finger or the changeup here. Because if you really look at here in the middle one, you got the 4 seams. Then over here on the right, you've got the slider grip. When you finish them off properly, get the good action on them, and the action is what keeps you in the big leagues and makes you successful for your teammates.
Here's Tim Anderson. Chicago this year batting just .241 with men in scoring position. And they've got a couple on here for the shortstop Anderson, who's batting .304.
Look at Michael's really struggling with his grip there on the off-speed pitches. He's tried that slider several times and well off the plate.
Again, low and away.
And you're a pitcher. What are you doing? You know, you're trying to figure it out on the go. See Michael taking a little walk right now, trying to figure things out. Sometimes you get too many thoughts going through your mind and you're unable to. 10 balls, 10 strikes so far. Anderson's going to be looking for a heater right here, fastball. Make a nice low with movement. You might get a double play even though he's fast.
Good pitch on the outer edge. Anderson has some jolt in that bat. We've talked about the 3 homers he has hit this year, 17 last year.
There's Boz for Spazio. When do you go out and talk to a pitcher? You know, you got to let him figure it out. Boz has his own philosophy on that. Of course, with the new trip rules to the mound, you're going to probably not go out as quickly as you did previous seasons.
How much does the experience factor of the pitcher play into that? If you've got a guy that's been around a while, you're probably less likely to go out.
Right. Well, and I think that you want guys to figure it out on their own, to develop them. But some guys don't like it, period. Jack Morris hated when somebody went out there. So you just barely, we'd send Darrell Evans over there occasionally. He'd get barked at.
3-1 is high, ball 4. That'll load him up.
It's a tight zone. And Michael's been all over, but that ball showed it was in the zone. He had one low ball earlier, a fastball. He did not get that call as well. You're going to have to find a way. You're a fielder right here. Don't try and make a great play. You can get out of this thing with 1 or 2 runs. You'd be happy. Of course, your goal is no runs, but if you, my point is, you don't want to rush and try and make a great play on a double play ball or pick a ball up quickly in the outfield and compound the problem.
Now the Sox now have taken 9 straight pitches. 10. There's ball 1.
Look at Michael. He wants that pitch.
Yeah, now he's jawing a little bit with James Hoy.
Well, he gave up on it.
Well, here's your answer. Here is Chris Bosio.
See if Boz doesn't have a talk. You know, the pitching coaches are supposed to run out there if they can. Boz's old knee won't let him do it. And let's see if he takes a look over there at the home plate umpire. Sometimes they just give him a look. That's James Hoy. He's a veteran umpire. Sometimes they say a few words. And look where Mr. Hoy's standing right there. You know, you watch different umpires stand at different places. I wrote something down. If you're a parent, would you be more nervous if you were a pitcher's parent or an umpire's parent in a ball game watching it?
Pitcher. Definitely a pitcher.
Yeah.
For me,
think about it.
Absolutely. Well,
I'm not. You gave me your answer.
I would still say.
You
pitcher.
see my point?
I do.
Because umpires, I mean, with the replay and stuff right now.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point.
You want everybody to be successful. Everybody wants to be, but this is what the game's about: dealing with situations like we're in right now.
The 1-0. Way inside. 2-0 now on Yolmer Sanchez, and Fulmer snatches the ball back.
Now, this is what happens. You get upset with yourself.
Bosio took every bit of the 30 seconds he was allotted. He's swinging on 2-0 and fouls it back out of play. Had a rip. 2-1 on Sanchez. Adam Engel, the number 9 hitter, waiting on deck.
That's a tough one if you're a hitter. Do you swing or do you make him throw a strike? Looked like he had a pretty good pitch and a good hack at it. You know that Fulmer's got to be aiming down the middle of the plate. See the leads by all.
Low, and now 3-1.
I think that slider, the pitch has really got Michael out of whack. And the other thing is, sometimes you get into that stretch, it goofs you up a little bit.
Here's the 3-1. Popped him up. Shallow left center field. Martin's not going to be deep enough to score the run. He'll make the catch. Boy, Fulmer comes back nicely from a 3-1 count and gets Sanchez to pop up.
Now you got to finish it.
One away.
Martin, known for his very strong arm, and he knows that he's got him a little bit of a bait job. You want to go? That's Delmonico over there at third base. Perfect throw right to the cutoff man. I never had one of those.
Cannon?
A throw like that.
Well, we all have our different skills.
Yeah.
Here's Engel.
That is not one of them.
Well, you had a flair for the dramatic. Engel 2-11 so far this year. Not a whole lot of power, although he did hit 6 last season. He talked about this a little bit 2 days ago. Retooled his swing in the offseason after batting less than 200 last year.
I think watching his swing, if you can throw him up in the zone, he's going to get underneath it.
The 1-0. Strike called, 1-1.
That or higher. It kind of looks like he dips that backside a little bit. But Michael's just trying to throw a strike right now, trying to get back, get some rhythm back. Well, this is the sac fly zone from StatCast right here, so you can see the red is danger in front of that. The green, the deeper it gets, obviously. Now, I don't know if they adjust for the arm strength. Looks like they have.
2-2 now on Engel.
That's a pretty good weapon there when you can just go 96 with movement when you're scuffling a little bit.
Yeah, it has a tendency to bail you out of a jam or two. Is that red zone for the runners?
The red zones mean the runner's out. Everything in front of that.
Ooh, 3-2 now on Engel.
Didn't want to give it to him, did he? How did he take that pitch? Pretty much all fastballs here since he's loaded them up.
And they're not swinging much. They have swung at only 2 of the last 19 pitches from Fulmer. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Engel goes down on the elevated fastball just like he called it.
That's perfect. He's not going to catch up to that. Take a look here. You got a great location and very good execution. Watch Engel. He's got that back side. It goes down. It's going to be hard to get on top of it. And there you have the fastball grip. The ball was straight. Looked like a dart, 96-mile-an-hour dart.
It was 3-1 on Sanchez with the bases loaded. Now he has a chance to get out of the inning.
He swung.
Sure did. 0-1. Good pickup there by McCann.
Great call by McCann and Michael being on the same path he threw. Mainly fastballs to get back, trying to get out of this inning. Got Engel with the heater. Moncada thought he was going to get the heater. Michael snapped one off.
Hard hit right to second, and Machado is going to throw him out, and Michael Fulmer slams his glove a couple of times as he walks off the field. Terrific job by Fulmer. Menards brings you the big money encounter. Lucas and Giolito fastballs last season. Here are the numbers.
You see his chase rate above Major League average, opponent's average. Also, he's doing well there. His whiff rate, he strikes out more than most. And in that first inning, 83% of the pitches were fastballs. So he came out pretty hard trying to establish that heater, trying to find the strike zone.
Jacoby Jones rolls one to short. Anderson with the pick to his left and got him by half a step, but no more than that. Anderson with the speed of Jones had to get rid of it quickly.
Yeah, that ball came up for him nicely. If the ball stays down, Jacoby may be able to beat it out, but Anderson has a rocket. Sometimes gets away from him, usually on the routine plays. but this was a little tougher, and he threw a strike over there.
7 straight retired by Giolito to start this ball game. That'll bring up Jose Iglesias. Fulmer had a 25 pitch second, so nice little lengthy inning here would help out the cause.
Yeah, Jacoby swung early in the count, so you want to try and give Michael a little bit of a rest.
Did it hit him? Yeah, looked like it did. Yep, they're giving him first base. Iglesias hit by the pitch.
I think it just nicked his uniform. I don't know. You think you get him?
Pretty close.
They say it did.
It pays to have a baggy shirt.
Yeah.
First runner of the game now for the Tigers, and here is Dixon Machado. Now Dixon, 2 more doubles in the opening game of the series.
He's swinging the bat very well, as good as any Tiger this year.
Strike 1.
Giolito very quick to the plate. I believe there was 2 steals last year off him, 4 caught, so that's not good odds for you. If you're going to send the guy from first, you're probably going to have some protection from the plate.
The 0-1 runner goes. Here's the throw down to second. It's high. The tag is not in time.
Attaboy.
Stolen base for Iglesias.
No, he caught him there. In the previous pitch, he went slide step. Did again, but Iglesias, a good jump and picked a good pitch to go on. Not a good catch and throw from Castillo. So the Tigers putting a little pressure, like it. Iglesias now in scoring position.
And here's the guy to try and drive him in because Dixon has been hot. He's batting in the 9 slot. Way inside. Here's Chevrolet's most dependable player. We're talking about Dixon Machado, and he has been dependable. 5 doubles in his first 6 games. Last guy to do that for the Tigers, Melvin Yavis.
364 average, 6 hits from the 9th spot. Leads MLB. And it'll be interesting to see the progress or the evolution of the Tigers lineup as the season goes on. Gardy being a new manager here, new players. I think the audition is open.
Gardy said before the game today he was asked whether or not he has considered moving Machado up in the lineup, and he said typically with younger guys you try and avoid that, but he would not be afraid to do that with Dixon. 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1.
You know, it does put pressure on players when you move them around. So in general, I think a young player, you allow the pressure to remain off for a while. You kind of start having conversations, and then when you feel it's time, they can handle it, you do it.
Well, if you have a young guy like Dixon who really hasn't had a whole lot of time at the major league level, when is that time? Let's say it's, I don't know, June, and he's continuing to hit at a pretty good pace. I mean, do you do it before then?
If he's hitting in June like he started out, I think you'd see him maybe moved, yeah. But, you know, Dixon, he doesn't have a lot of big league time. He's got a lot of minor league time. I mean, he is
It's a fair ball.
ready.
And the gun across the diamond is in time. Sanchez throws him out.
I mean, this is his first legitimate chance to prove that he belongs in the big leagues. For a long time for the Tigers. So far, so good.
2 away, back up to the top of the lineup. It'll be Leonis Martin.
He's going to get something off speed here.
That stolen base, by the way, for Iglesias was just the 2nd steal of the year for the Tigers. Martin trying to get him in now with 2 outs.
Iglesias doing a good job of occupying Giolito. Usually don't worry too much with 2 outs, but with the fact that Iglesias win, you can see some confidence. Like it. You can see in that glove there.
What he got in the arms of the outfielders here. We see that Iglesias doing a good job of looking around at the positioning of the outfielders. You know that Garcia in right has a really strong throwing.
Yeah, and he's the deepest of them all. Engel, I would say, average in left field is with DeMonico as well. But you got 2 outs. You should not get thrown out scoring from second base. Good secondary lead.
The 1-0. Driven foul down the right field line. He got out in front of that one. 1-1 on Leonis.
So if you're at second base right now, as Iglesias is, I'm watching this pitcher from behind. I'm trying to look in that glove. I've talked about this on other telecasts. What you got to watch for is, first of all, what he sets the grip in. So you're looking in there. Is it set and does it stay set? Or does he change it at the end? So he didn't change it that time, for what I could see on my monitor. So once you get confidence, there are teams that share the information from the base pass. Does that make sense?
It does.
No, you don't want to get caught doing it. Some say, you know, you can't do that, but I say if you're going to show it to me, I can do it, and I did do it. It would encourage others, because this guy's got good stuff. Why wouldn't you want to know if he's showing you? Looks like he's got a change-up grip right now. Does he change it though?
3-1.
Looked like he changed it. So you don't start relay until you do, you know, you do your recon right now, and then if you got him, then you share the wisdom in the club, in the dugout. And when others go out there, they've got the info.
So as a hitter, you certainly prefer to have that info.
I did, but many don't.
Some guys don't,
yeah,
right?
Tram never did. He was just rubbing it in. He was such a, oh, but now see, he's giving signs there and thing. Let's see what he got here. See, he's changed. He sets the change up, but now he's going to switch it a bit.
There's a walk.
There's a shadow on my monitor, so I can't see what he does, but just little quirky stuff that some look at and look for and use to their advantage. Would you want to know?
You don't want to. I think I would, but always in the back of my mind, I would always think, well, what if the information's wrong?
You wouldn't trust me.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. No, I trust you implicitly.
Thanks for the confidence.
All right, he's signaling fastball here, but what if he breaks one off on
No, it's not what he's signaling. It's what the pitcher shows you.
what he's showing you,
See,
right?
he's setting the changeup every time, but he's changing it right now. It may be a little late. Others keep it. Others change it.
Giolito, meanwhile, is losing some of his control here in the third.
Well, it tells me it's cold, because this would happen to Fulmer. Giolito's doing the same thing, and the breaking pitch seems to be the one that's getting everybody out of whack.
Here's the 1-0. 2-0. That's 11 balls and 5 strikes in this inning now for Giolito after just cruising through the first 2 innings.
Well, he's in the stretch. 22 balls, 18 strikes.
The 2-0. 3-0, and you got the big fella waiting on deck, Cabrera.
Now, I've talked about this too. You look, there's Miggy. He's ready to rake should he get the opportunity. You have Martin at first. You want to cheat out here as much as you can, because you want to make sure you score on a long single. He's got the speed to do it.
And Candy looks at ball 4. That's going to load the bases. And Don Cooper is going to make his way out to the mound. They are loaded up here with 2 outs. Time now for the DTE Energy Know Your Power. How about 2 nights ago? Man, Nico Goodrum.
Good at bat, got 2 strikes on him. Dinger, you didn't think it was. Makes the round trip.
Filling in for Miguel Cabrera, Goodrum had one of the big hits late in the game 2 days ago.
So Miggy's going to be ready here.
The White Sox have just used their 2nd mound visit in this inning, so they're down to 4 left. But it's a big spot in this game as Cabrera stands in with huge numbers with the bases loaded. Giolito struck him out in the 1st. Ball 1.
Boy, he's really struggling.
Shades of Michael Fulmer in the last half inning.
There you got it, Iggy. Martine and Candy.
Miggy looks at a strike right at the knees. 1-1 on Cabrera. Right now has 463 career home runs, more than any other Venezuelan-born player.
And he struck out in the 1st at bat and still had enough confidence to take that 1st strike. He's been through these battles before.
Ground ball, base hit right field. Iglesias scores, Martine coming around to score, and Cabrera goes the other way with a 2-run single.
Well, Biggie's feeling good about that. Look at there. That's why he's in the lineup. Wasn't sure that he wanted to push that little injury he had yesterday, but gets the same pitch down in the zone, a little bit of movement, and he doesn't try and pull it. Shoots it right through the hole. And Iglesias and Martine score easily. Really stays through in there. We're looking at our back runner. He knows he's going. He sees Clarkie with 2 outs, especially. You know that there's not much to read. And a big 2 RBI single by Miguel Cabrera here in the 3rd.
RBI 6 and 7 for Cabrera. Big swing there by Nick.
He's trying to reverse the win, wasn't he?
Well, the Tigers taking advantage of a hit batter, a steal, and 2 walks in this inning. The walks to Martine and Candelario, making Giolito pay for it. He threw 7 scoreless against the Tigers last year in August. Nick bends away from a ball inside, and the count goes 1-1. Giolito was originally a 1st-round pick of the Nationals, but was shipped off to Chicago in the Adam Eaton deal. One of 2 big deals that kind of restocked, actually 3 deals that restocked the Sox organization. Wave and a miss, 1-2. Chris Sale, Quintana, and Eaton were 3 proven veterans that were dealt away.
Pretty hot trade there. Kind of start of anybody can be dealt type deal.
Yeah.
You wouldn't. Why would you want to trade Chris Sale? You wouldn't, but you're going to fill your system with more than one talent for the future.
There's the 1-2. Underneath it into shallow right field, and it's going to be Garcia to end the inning. However, the Tigers score first. Miguel Cabrera, 2-out, 2-run single, 2-0 Tigers. Time now for the Bernstein advantage as Avisail Garcia comes cruising to the plate. And while Garcia hits, Tigers pitching well for the most part, not so much against Fulmer. Only 2 for 13. And Garcia will get it going against Abreu and Matt Davidson. And Fulmer will face that trio. Michael goes back to work and delivers inside 1-0. Garcia had a single back in the first and now 3 hits in the series. And he already has had 4 multi-hit games in the first 6 for Chicago. Garcia gave you one of those guys that I think is starting to put things together like the Tigers thought he eventually would.
Well, he's only 26 years old as well, but it seems like he's been around for a while.
Line drive right field. Castellanos runs it down.
Let's take a look at Big Boy's big plays in the game in the second inning. It all fell apart for Michael Fulmer. Loaded the bases. Double, walk, and a walk gets Yomer Sanchez, Adam Engel. Then the 3-1 count on Yoan Moncada, and he gets the bullet out right to Dixon Machado. He takes it away, puts it away. Tigers, however, gave the White Sox the same treatment, although they ended up scoring 2 runs and have a 2-0 lead.
Abreu reaching on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Here's the 1-0. Awkward.
Yeah, he was cheating in there, and it was something else. He thought it was going to be the heater in. Tigers are tying him up right now. Guessing. Michael's got good stuff, though, let's be fair.
Ground ball, second base side, sliding to his left, Machado. And Abreu's out. 2 gone now. Time for game break and Mickey York. Six RBI day for Xander Bogaerts.
The Red Sox 6-1. They're off to a good start, aren't they?
They are indeed. A couple of teams off to really good starts in the American League. Saw the Angels were 6-2.
Tell you what, when Michael Fulmer is coming out with the purpose this inning, he's really pounding the right-handed hitters in. He's not going to let him get that first pitch cookie out over the plate. That was off the label. Watch it, this ball hits. It's right off the trademark right there. Ball really eating him up. Well, you can see McCann wanted to go in there again.
0-2.
Good changeup. That's a good sequence. Throw it inside like that. Usually you're a hitter, you're thinking, I got to speed this up a little bit, and then you get the changeup.
The changeup can be a really good pitch for Fulmer. It was 2 years ago in his rookie campaign. I don't think he went. Yeah, he held up. Wasn't so much last year. The average against the changeup was up last year. He gave up a few more home runs with it.
I thought I thought he swung. But how many breaking balls you seen this inning? It's all fastball, changeup. I think it's a good adjustment to try and get the feel back.
2-2.
Hot dog? Yep.
No ketchup. All mustard. Outside. By the way, I did some Googling. There is no sugar in mustard.
There isn't?
No.
How do you know?
I Googled it.
Well,
how much sugar is there in mustard? And it came back none.
So with the relish.
It's all about sugar and the ketchup that ruins the taste of a hot dog. Sorry, high fructose corn syrup. There's a walk to Davidson, 2-out runner. And that's going to be 3 walks now for Michael. So he was able to dodge the bullet, the bases loaded bullet, back in the second.
Yeah, that puts a lot of pitches on him, though.
Yeah, good point.
Think about all the pitches. So he's not. You know, you're in the bullpen. You better stay loose because they'll let Michael go as far as he can go, but you're not going to be foolish. It's early in the season.
Delmonico rolls one slowly to the right side. Dixon, long run, can't make the play. That'll be a base hit for Delmonico.
Is that 2 first pitch hits for Delmonico? I
Yeah,
believe it is.
It is. Doubled in the second.
You want to remember that. This is seeing eye right here. Looks like he hit it off the end a bit. Nevertheless, got 2 on and 2 out.
Would you rather hit a screaming bullet for an out or get a seeing-eyed single with a
Single.
broken bat? You take the base hit.
Absolutely.
All the time. Now Castillo with 2 outs. Fouled off 0-1.
Another first pitch hack. 50 pitches for Michael. 26 strikes. Only here in the 3rd inning.
White Sox now 3 hits. Tigers have only 1, but the Tigers have the lead. That's popped up. It'll be Cabrera straddling the line in foul ground to end the inning. No runs, a walk, a single, 2 left. Tigers fans, despite the cold weather, enjoying a 2-0 lead. Anniversary to celebrate today. On this day back in 1984, Jack Morris no-hit the White Sox here in Chicago.
I was there. It was a heck of a performance. I believe he had like 5 or 6 walks when Jack got through it. Yeah, 6 walks, 8 Ks. The 5th no-hitter in Tigers history. Jim Bunning was 1, right?
Since then, yeah, you're right. Since then, we've had Verlander twice. And that is it, although Galarraga should have had 1. And Matt Boyd missed one by 1 out last year.
So several 1-hitters.
Here is Victor Martinez to get it going in the 4th inning. V-Mart, McCann, Jones facing Giolito. Both starting pitchers have had to deal with a little bit of wildness today with cold weather. And there's ball 1 way inside to Victor.
The shift again. Second baseman way out there in Rover territory. Did you ever play Rover?
I did. Softball.
You shifty?
Very shifty.
It's basically the collision position.
Yeah. Inside 2-0. Victor in his first at bat went up 3-0 in the count, and Giolito ended up striking him out. Here's the 2-0 offering. Outside, he's gone 3-0 against him again.
You know what I like about Victor, we talk about how much better he looks and feels this year. Watch the way he's taking these pitches. You don't see the bat. When you're scuffling, you're flinching at these pitches, and that bat's moving forward. Victor's very calm up there.
Strike on the outer edge. That looked like ball 4.
Huh.
It didn't look like it. It was ball 4.
Maybe he's opening up the strike zone a little bit. He's been tight on both guys so far this game. You see the catcher's glove move back 8 inches. It's usually a pretty good indication. Missed it.
Victor tried to climb the ladder there. 3-2 now on Martinez.
Tell you, if that ball came in this booth, this nice chilly hands,
Oh,
it'd be great.
Forget.
Warm me up
It'd
for
be great.
warm me up for the full game. You thought I was going to say that you'd be running.
It'd be brutal is what I thought you
No,
would say.
why?
It'd be great.
It's a great challenge. Come on.
Yeah, just have your hand just shatter here. Here's the 3-2. Oh, he came back to strike him out again. Second time he went 3-0 on him. Second time he struck him out. Hey kids, opening day is Sunday, April 15th. Tigers taking on the Yankees at 1:10 p.m. All kids 14 and under receive a PAWS growth chart. If you'd like tickets, go to tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER and get a PAWS growth chart on that night.
What we got there?
Let's see, that's something I could wear right there. That, not so much.
Yeah, you look good in that.
Here's McCann.
You could take that hat off and catch the foul pop.
Yes. Very good. Because on a day like today, you don't want to use the bare hands to catch a foul pop.
No, that's not true. You do.
Why?
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
Test your ability. See how soft your hands are. Make sure your nails are clipped.
Doesn't matter with you. 1-0 pitch, high fly ball, shallow center field. It's going to be Engel. And there are 2 gone. Let's bring in John Keating.
He heard something he liked.
No, we're actually going to talk about one of the changes across Major League Baseball, the netting extending down past every dugout in Major League Baseball. We saw it at Comerica Park when the Tigers began the season. But it's interesting what they're doing here in Chicago, guys, because they actually lift up the bottom of the netting so there can be some interaction between players and fans before the game. And then before first pitch, a crew will come along and sort of clip the netting to the top of the dugout so everybody stays safe. But it's a nice idea by the folks here in Chicago.
That is a great idea because it allows players to hand out some autographs or, you know, extra baseballs.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Good job by Chicago.
It's the net is
Crucial.
outstanding. Yeah.
Yep. Great idea.
Just protects a lot of people that have been.
Especially in the cell phone world in which we live, right, Gib? Where everybody has their nose down, they're checking
watching.
Twitter, they're checking, you know, text messages, those kinds of things.
Oh,
but
there's a texture right there.
yeah, but they are safe now.
I mean, you can look through there. Maybe initially you say you don't like it, but it doesn't impede your vision at all.
Hey, Keats, my good friend Kirk Gibson says that on a day like today, you should challenge yourself and try and catch foul balls barehanded. What do you think? What do you got on that?
Well, I think Mario and I, you were in agreement on this, that we disagree with Kirk Gibson on many, many things, and that has just climbed to the top of the list.
That just tells you there's different ways to look at it. It doesn't make me right or wrong.
We know you always have a different way of looking at things.
Well, you want to get the full spectrum, right? I think they call it looking outside the box.
Yes. You're way outside the box.
Come on down here. It's nice down here.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. At least you have sunshine down there.
Indeed.
3-1 on Jacoby Jones. It's the 7th 3-ball count now for Giolito already in this game, and he lost it. Ball 4. 2-out walk. This is how the Tigers got it going in the 3rd. A couple of 2-out walks. That guy right there is in a T-shirt.
What's wrong? He's not cold. He's not even.
He's got to be freezing.
No. You'd lose most of the heat from your head, right? He had the hat on, so the arms not so much. Cell phone service goes down quick with battery. These people, you got to keep it warm. You're going to pay attention to Jacoby. Tigers already have one stolen base, Iglesias. You know Jacoby wants to run. Get an opportunity to play. I'm sure he wants to show what he can do. Let's check out his lead here.
He'll draw a throw. That ball scooped out of the ground by Abreu.
So if you look at the pickoff move, you're trying to figure out what his quickest move is. When does he throw over? He holds it? Does he do it on the way down? There's a position where he'll throw from that he's the quickest. 1001, 1002. That's just me. That's how in the olden days you had no watches. So you're trying to think, how long does he hold the ball? A lot of guys pick on the way down, like when their gloves going down, coming to the set. Some pick on the way up. You're going to want to know all these things. Want to pick an off-speed pitch if you can. Good jump.
Throw down. Tag is in time.
He's safe.
Jones says check it. The White Sox are going to try and walk off the field, but the Tigers certainly will look at this.
He had a good jump there. I think his arm got in there.
The throw, if it's on the back, gets him, but the throw is high. And we'll see now the Tigers if they want to challenge or not.
He's got a nice low arm there. He's in there. They're challenging. Here they come. Umpires like this challenge stuff. They're running across the diamond.
I think he just got in there. I think you're right.
Well, he knows. He would have never said anything. He's got the best view. Look how nice. I like how he's low to the ground there.
He's in there. So this should be the second Tiger steal of the game. That was Chris Siegel down at second base that initially made the out call.
Is it clear and convincing?
I think so. Then again, I thought that on opening day that it wasn't clear and convincing, and they overturned it in the 10th inning.
Yeah, obviously you got the video that we think shows that he was safe. The other part, when you see a player out there, we were talking about this in the pregame, Rod and I and Vicky, that you want to show confidence in your players too. This is one of the ways you can do it. I mean, they would be foolish not to do that. This is taking way too long. It's 2 minutes it's supposed to be, right?
Yes, this is where you get concerned when it takes this long. Because if it was clear and convincing, they make the call quickly.
Now, Gardy, I don't know, he may have run back and watched it. They have at home for sure. They run back. He's out there right now. But he had a good conversation after that opening day one. I missed it, huh?
Really good conversation. which resulted in an ejection. Still debating.
That one you can't see as good from the view out in front of the, I mean, you can see he's on there right now, can't you?
Right there.
Well, you get to listen to the organ a little bit. That's better than fireworks.
Well, what do we got? Safe.
And a boy.
Second steal of the day for the Tigers. Tigers win that challenge.
Here's the review of this season. Yeah, and it's basically the same. 47% overturned. That was the same as last year. Stands. Rules checks. Not many of those. The umpires know their rules. I mean, it's hard to make a call like that. You never know. We're looking at the camera. Look how long it took. They're out there. They have to make a quick call.
2 minutes, 10 seconds on that review, and he popped him up. Third base line, Castillo being waved off, and nope, it's going to be Castillo to make the catch. So after all that, Iglesias pops up to end the inning.
Throw the ball over, work fast, don't give a hitter a chance to sit and look at you for a long time. And you know what, we're going to play defense. We're going to catch the ball, and we're going to impress upon these guys. You throw it over and let them hit the ball, and we'll catch the ball for you.
Tigers have certainly done that. They played 5 straight errorless games, and Chris Basio has really had an impact as well on his starting, in fact, really the entire staff, starters and relievers, in terms of working more quickly.
Now, you may be wondering, well, what does that have to do with defense? I mean, it's pretty universal agreement that the quicker the pitcher pitches the ball, and everybody's more in the game. The more you stand around and walk around, some can wander.
Chopped third, Candelario. One gone.
Good footwork by Candelario right here. You're going to see he's going to get around it, turn his feet, gets around to the right, turns his feet, sets. That looks fairly routine, but you'll see some guys throwing that ball on the run, don't set their feet. I know Tran doesn't like that. He doesn't preach that when he goes around the organization. He likes to see you set those feet, get your shoulders turned around, make a strong over-the-top throw.
Here is Yolmer Sanchez. Strike one from Michael. One of the turning points in this game, maybe the biggest turning point in the second. Bases loaded, nobody out for Chicago. They couldn't score. Fulmer found a way on a very chilly day to pitch out of that jam. And then Cabrera got him a 2-run single. That's where we stand.
You're going to want to tack more on. More runs, that is.
Chopped to first base. Easy play, Miggy. He'll take it himself. A couple of ground ball outs. We check back in with John Keating.
You guys were talking about Chris Bosio, and one of the biggest proponents of Bosio's training methods is Mike Fiers, who started the season on the disabled list, and it was announced officially this morning that he will start the series finale against the White Sox tomorrow. Now, the Tigers will have to make a roster move after today's game to allow Fiers to make that start, and the speculation has been Daniel Norris, but Ron Gardenhire said earlier today that's not necessarily so. So during Tigers Live later today, we'll tell you what roster move the Tigers will make to get Fiers a chance to pitch.
It'll be an interesting selection because, you know, I think when you look at what the Tigers need as an organization, they need starting pitching and they need some depth because they haven't had a whole lot of that. A lot of their good young pitchers give you our minor leaguers, so
they don't want to rush.
Exactly, and so, you know, with Daniel Norris, you'd like to send him down to the minor leagues and stretch him out, and, you know, you work as a starter in case he's needed. But if he can help you like he did 2 days ago here, that makes it tough.
Yeah, another way to look at it would be keep him here for long relief. But when you pitch him, you'd have to extend him. So if somebody went down, it would only take him 1 start to be able to go deeper into the games here in the big leagues.
Yeah, in the meantime, he would be able to help you at this level. I mean, he was awfully good yesterday, or 2 days ago in game 1. 3-1 pitch is in for a strike. 3-2 now on Adam Engel.
Well, Engel's got a unique style the way he drops that back leg now. See the Tigers trying to throw him up top again.
Flare to right field. It's playable. Castellanos and Michael Fulmer, a 1-2-3 4th inning. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. For tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Well, don't let the sunshine fool you. It is cold here in Chicago today.
It's nice out.
32 degrees at game time.
Yeah, that wind came up.
Yeah, it's made a difference And now Giolito goes back to the hill. He's got Machado here in the Tiger fifth, bouncing ball up the middle, and Dixon with a leadoff single.
Another knock out of that 9th spot.
So Machado keeps it rolling. His 3rd hit in the series.
Tigers have done a good job here with 2 stolen bases today. Even though Machado may not be going, I'm sure that Giolito is going to be occupied with his presence over there at first base. Sometimes pitchers try to rush it, especially young pitchers. Hold the ball more.
Here's Leonis Martin. He had a walk and scored a run. That was the 3rd inning in which Giolito hit a batter and walked 2.
Yeah, you're going to throw it over there. Now, the throwovers can come from your catcher, from the bench, or just on your own if you're a pitcher. And we're watching how he sets when he throws over.
Oh, 0-1 on Martin.
One of the things about having those innings, Fulmer and Giolito, where they struggle with their control, it appears that Giolito's really slowed down to try and keep his mechanics so he can throw a strike. Not as many breaking balls as well from either now.
Giolito had retired 7 straight to start the ball game. His pace was outstanding, and then he hit Iglesias in the 3rd, and that was where it started to slow down. He walked a couple of guys, gave up the 2-run hit to Miguel.
Brushed him.
Yeah, barely hit him.
That's the best hit pitch that you can have as a batter. When it just gets the uni only.
It's kind of like a freebie. Now the 0-2. And Martin Chase just got a piece of it, though. By the way, Machado now has 7 hits from the 9th spot. That is the most in Major League Baseball. Very early yet, obviously, but still off to a nice start.
That's good. They call the guy down there at the bottom. He's like the 2nd leadoff man. You want to have a guy on for the top of your order. Your top of your order obviously is some of your better hitters in general. Of course, you want to get the Miggy with guys on.
Wooden chase to the count 1-2 now on the left-handed batting Leonis Martin. Wow, how about this? Through 7, he's thrown more balls than strikes.
Good for the Tigers.
Tigers have only 2 hits, but a 2-0 lead.
Good count to run.
Thought about it. 2-2. Giolito last year made 7 starts after coming up from the minor leagues. He was 3-3, but had an ERA in the low 2s. We measure that start he made against the Tigers, which was very good.
I think maybe all 3 of his wins came here at this ballpark, the home ballpark.
Martin pounds it foul, back out of play.
Nobody out. Thinking ahead if you're on Gardenhire. If it goes to 3-2, do you run Machado on a 3-2 count? Do you put some accountability on your leadoff hitter, Martin?
The Tigers have more of a team this year, Kirk, that has the ability to run a little bit more. I mean, they used to be a station-to-station team. Now you've got more guys that can crank it up a little bit.
It's a good element.
And outside, now it's 3-2, and we'll see what the decision is.
It's always on the third base umpire. Usually they only take it off. So there's a spot on the body that your third base coach would hit.
What's going on with Miggy and Castellanos down there?
They're having a good time.
Group calisthenics. Runner goes on 3-2, and it's driven in the air toward right center field. Engel cruising over. He'll step in front to make the catch, and Machado back. One away. I'll guarantee your tickets to see the Tigers retire the numbers to Jack Morris and Alan Trammell with the Morris and Trammell Celebration Package starting at $76. All package purchasers receive exclusive Trammell and Morris replica Hall of Fame plaques. Visit tigers.com/HOF.
There's a couple of good-looking guys right there. Good-looking Hall of Fame Tigers.
And very deserving.
I'm making the trip.
You're going, huh?
Yeah,
nice.
Absolutely.
He's a good teammate. Here's Candelario.
See, he throws right when he comes down at the belt. He hasn't thrown up top yet. Talked to Ramon Santiago a bit. You try and talk to him. He's an ex-player when I coached here for the Tigers. He's got a lot of information to process.
Down the right field line, fair ball. Machado hits the bag at second. He will go to third, and Candelario with a single. The Tigers in business here in the 5th.
Good read by Candelario right there. He comes out of the box hard. Reads Garcia's approach to the ball, and then whether he makes a good throw and he shuts it down. But Candy gets that ball down in the corner. Machado knows he's going to third. He's going to keep an eye on his third base coach. You see Clarkie right down here. Tigers first and third. They got something rolling.
And you got the middle of the lineup coming up here is Cabrera. Miguel 2-run single to right field in his last at bat. Bouncing ball to third, might be two. No, it's dropped. This will get a run in, and Cabrera is out at first base. Looked like it was tailor-made to Sanchez.
It's like a little peekaboo there. Came up on the ball and stayed down. Big you take that RBI, and Tigers will take the insurance run.
3 RBIs in the ball game now for Miguel.
See, you got to know where your runner is. I can hear Tram saying it right now. Miggy's not that fast, and he's injured, so there's no reason to rush this play if you're Sanchez, but he does, and the Tigers benefit from it.
Last year, the White Sox were 14th out of 15 teams in team defense. They struggled mightily, and that play cost him a double play right there, but Cabrera gets the RBI.
You know, I don't want anybody to think that I'm critical. I mean, those plays happen. You hope to control those plays. I merely say that because I can hear Jim Leland and Sparky Anderson telling me those things when you came up. You want to be a good ball club, it's what you just have to make those plays. But it happens.
Tigers, by the way, now have scored the last 9 runs in this series, fueled by the comeback on Thursday. Here's the 0-1 to Castellanos. 0-2 on Nick. He has flied to right field twice in this game, 0 for 2.
That ball hasn't seemed like it's traveled much in this park so far this
agree.
series.
Yeah.
Seems like it's not carrying. It should go to right field. The wind's blowing left to right. See the flags up here. My finger's so cold it wouldn't even turn the telly off. Sorry.
Here's the 0-2. Nope, they'll step off. It's the second time Moncada was waiting at second base.
Second time that did not get the throw. What does that tell you? Giolito may not want to throw to second, so you crush him a little bit.
Get away, but not far enough from Castillo.
Good play by Candelario. He knows there's 2 outs. That ball is a marginal of marginal distance from the catcher Castillo, and he makes the right play. You never want to make outs on any base, especially third base with no or one out. That was always the rule. Very little percentage gain to get to third base with 2 outs by the numbers.
2-2.
Here's another. 80 pitches for Giolito here in the top of the 5th. Maybe 100 pitches. Think they'll let him go somewhere around in there.
Yeah, I don't think so. The 25 pitch third has been his problem. Each starter has had a 25 pitch inning. Difference is Fulmer pitched out of his jam.
Nick is due here.
Just got a piece of it. Castellanos had one of the more overlooked hits on Thursday after the Nico Goodrum home run brought him to within 1 run. The Castellanos single in the next at bat kept it going for Vimart. And Nick eventually scored the tying run in that game. Two and two on Castellanos. Excuse me, ground ball foul.
Yeah, they keep throwing him inside, trying to keep it up and in.
Good job today by Michael Fulmer, who has battled through the cold weather and battled through that control issue he had early in the game. Tigers have gotten him 3 runs. We mentioned they have not scored him a whole lot since the middle of last year. Trying to win his first game since last July. Swing and a miss, and he finally got Castellanos. Another run for the Tigers, though. 3-0 ball game. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
Had a tough second inning, 25 pitch, but since then has been dominant. 63 pitches total. Gets Sanchez, Tim Anderson, Juan Moncada, Davidson, and then Engel. Dominating. You see him using all the pitches.
Bell Tire.
I think he's went away from his breaking stuff since that second inning, and he's had better control, crowding the hitters much more up and in, and working the outside corner as well.
Top of the order here, Moncada leads it off as the Sox bat in the 5th inning. Tigers up 3-0. Moncada, Garcia, Abreu. It's been a slow start for Yohan Moncada. 0 for 2 today.
Just keep it that way.
He's batting 143. And we've talked about how Moncada is one of the brighter prospects in the game. The question is, how long do you go here early in the season with the guy? I mean, he has struck out quite a bit. He's struck out 12 times already.
Well, I think you give him a blow somewhere here. Rest him. You know, I'm sure that Rick Renteria is on that. I don't know the kid. You know, maybe he's seen this before. He's gone through it before. But the cold weather is not. Nobody hits better in cold weather as a general rule. I mean,
so you factor that in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's we've talked about how chilly it is, like ad nauseum. Okay, but it's real. You'll see these guys when it gets warm out, and they're on the field. They get in their batting practice. They'll be way swinging the bats better.
Well, there you go. And Moncada says, "Take that!" A leadoff single here in the 5th. That'll bring up Avisail Garcia.
These White Sox, they're dangerous. They like that fastball.
Garcia had a single in the 1st inning. He hit a ball the other day in Toronto. The exit speed was measured at 116.7 miles per hour.
It's up there.
And it went 481 feet. Ball 1.
Talk to some of the players on both teams. They, in general, I wouldn't say the Dome over there in Toronto is preferred place to play. I mean, everybody would want to play outside, except the way the conditions are right now. I think they probably missing the Dome right now.
In April, they love it, no question. 1-0. I was talking to Gardy about that. He managed all those years in Minnesota at the Metrodome, and he said that really was the only positive thing about that field was that, you know, you knew you'd play every night. But then I said, well, wait a minute, that had to be one of the best home field advantages for the types of teams you had there.
Yeah, they chopped it into the turf. It was very bouncy. They definitely built their team around that. And Michael Fulmer, 2-0 after the leadoff single.
Now 3-0.
He's really had a trouble out of the stretch.
Abreu waiting on deck, and then Davidson, so some power is lurking for Chicago.
Yeah, you're going to have to throw all your pitches.
In there, a strike call. Yeah, Garcia thought it might have been up and in. 8 3-ball counts for Fulmer in this game. There's Abreu waiting on deck.
Bottom of the 5th, 73 pitches already.
Pulled foul. Ooh, right down the line, and right there to make the call was Marvin Hudson.
Yeah, Michael would like to throw that slider right now, but he has not had a good feel for it. See him rubbing that ball up, trying to warm it up, get some moisture on it.
Good luck. (3-2). Got a piece of it. Garcia stays alive.
75 pitches for Michael Fulmer by inning. He had the tough run in the 2nd. Other than that, it's been okay.
Yeah, like Giolito, that 125 pitch inning has elevated the pitch count, and there you go. 8 3-ball counts for both pitchers.
Goes.
Runner goes, and a swing and a foul.
Moncada stole some good bases in the minor leagues.
Moncada twice stole 49 in a year in the minors. This will be the 8th pitch coming up in this at bat. Pitch number 8.
Nice sinker. Double play. Keep it low in the zone. Now you get this time of the game, Tigers outfield playing a little bit oppo in the outfield. Gets a little chilly out there. You got to force yourself to continue to check the flags for the wind. The sun coming around too here to left field.
Runner goes again, popped him up. Third base side, Candelario. Ooh, Candy had a little difficulty with it. One away. Are you looking for a great volunteer opportunity? Well, we've got one for you. Come on down to Comerica Park on Sunday, April 29th and help out with the I Ran the D 5K presented by DTE Energy. If you'd like more information to volunteer for this great event, foxsportsdetroit.com. Check it out. There you have it. Wind is blowing today.
It's definitely picking up a little bit. The lake, coming off the lake too. You know that's water's a little chilly.
Here's Abreu. Couple of ground balls for Abreu. The Tigers have done a really good job of slowing him down in this series. He is 0 for 7. And Fulmer would like to keep it that way. There's the strike, 0-1.
Yeah, I think he's another guy who could warm up. I mean, his track record's been outstanding. Not only does he hit for average, he hits for power, home runs, drives runs in. We hope he gets into a double play. It adds to that total right now.
It seems like as a manager, you're just trying to get through the month of April because, you know, Rod Gardner's had to deal with a wacky first week with a couple of rainouts, a game colded out, and, you know, you've got players, and the Tigers certainly are not the only team that had to deal with this, but it seems like as a manager, you just try and survive April.
Yeah, and you have to survive the questions from us, right, the media, how it affects. They try and underplay it, and because you want your team not to spend too much attention on it.
There's a base hit to left for Abreu. Moncada will go to second and stop there. First hit of the series for Jose Abreu.
Well, you got a hold of this one right here. Lucky it didn't get in the air. Out over the plate. The Tigers have been crowding him. Gets his arms out there and sharply through the infield. They got a couple on with 1 out.
That'll bring up Davidson.
Keep an eye down there at second base. Moncada wants to run over there, you can tell. Davidson, a good guy for a double play.
Bouncing ball at the middle. Should be 2, a 6, a 4, and a 3 double play. That'll end the inning. So Fulmer gets the ground ball when needed it the most.
Takes the pitch.
Michael pitching out of a couple of jams here this afternoon. 3-0 Tigers.
Swinging the bat well. He had 3 hits on Thursday's opener, even through the snowflakes. Get down there on the mound. And then the big hit right here gets by Leury Garcia, and the Tigers go on to win the game. V-Mart's fired up.
Hey, what a difference a year makes. How about last April? He was hitting .218, and through the early part of this April, .333 for Victor.
You know, so many things affect what happens in a year. And it was a perfect storm last year. Then it becomes a grind. Trying to find it. Sometimes you just never find it. And then everybody's asking you questions. You're over-analyzing. And then you're thinking about the end of the season. The Tigers' season did not go well last year, as we all know. But re-energized and swinging the bat well this year.
Yank foul down the right field line. He's had a couple of strange at-bats in this game. Giolito has fallen behind him 3-0 and 2 at-bats, and then he's come back to strike out Victor both times.
It is unusual. When you get a hit like that, the odds are you're going to get a hit or hit the ball hard. Ooh.
Did he get him? Yep. Victor hit by the pitch.
I'm trying to get that ball in there.
Second hit batter of the day for Giolito.
It would be interesting to ask the pitchers if it was hard to get a grip, because there have been some errant throws, and that's one of the concerns about getting too cold.
Barely got him.
Victor, being the ultimate professional, knows that even if nickname or didn't, you still act like it does, right?
No doubt.
Take your bag.
Sell it. McCann has flied to center field twice.
Got another one.
Boy, the Tigers now had 3 hit batters.
At what point do you just let them know? I mean, I doubt anybody's throwing anybody here, but at some point it's like enough.
And that's 3 that have barely hit Tigers batters, although that one got McCann on the elbow a little bit.
He's tough, though. He's a catcher.
Giolito now having a conversation with his entire infield here. So hit batters on back-to-back pitches.
Is that a mound visit?
It's got to be, sure.
Yeah, the umpire just he just marked it down.
That's 3 of them.
The home plate umpire. Yeah, he just said 3.
Sunlight is shining on the fans down the third baseline, so many of the fans probably heading to the opposite side of the field.
They are. They're all moving to left field.
Say ball outside. 2 out now, nobody out. Tigers trying to extend a 3-0 lead. Giolito had 3 hit batters in 45 1/3 innings last season. 3 today.
Jacoby looking to hit a gapper or better.
Fly ball right field, not deep. Garcia measuring it, and the runners will hold. 1 gone.
He'd like to have that one back.
They'll bring in Iglesias. Iggy on Thursday was able to snap an 0 for 16 with a base hit.
Yeah, guys start pressing early in the year. Spring training's easy to shrug it off. You get into the real season, it matters.
And for Iglesias, a .320 average this spring. Things get just so much more magnified in terms of stats early on in the season.
Well,
you start a year 1 for 16, 1 for 18. It's much more glaring than in the middle of July or August.
I'm not going to say it doesn't matter if you don't get any hits in spring, but it's very dangerous to make decisions solely on spring training statistics. Florida's way different. The infields are way different. The sun, the wind. in the pitching.
Yeah, especially the pitch. Right back to the mound, knocked down by Giolito. He's going to have to hurry just to get one. His flip is not in time.
Probably going to review that.
Giolito went from a possible double play ball to trying to get one, and he was safe at first.
Pretty close there. We're going to take a look at it. Looked like it tied him up. Giolito couldn't get a handle on it. Ooh.
He was safe, I think.
No, they're gonna challenge it. He may be out. Got my clock going. It's supposed to be 2 minutes. There's umpires running across the field, getting together.
Big call here. You either have 2 outs with 2 on, or the base is loaded with 1 out.
Out.
That didn't take long. So 1-3 on the putout, 2 away now, second and third. Another call is overturned.
That'll bring it, leave it up to Dixon Machado, who's been red hot.
Come on, Dixon, base hit here, drives in 2 more. Singled in a run, or singled, I should say, and scored a run in the 5th inning. Cabrera knocked him home. Ball 1. It's funny how players get labeled coming up through the minor league system. Machado labeled as a guy that could field, play short, play second, outstanding glove, but that they just didn't know how much he would hit at the big leagues.
Yeah, couldn't hit, but they didn't know. They didn't know that. I mean, he's shown in the minor leagues that he's got ability to put the bat on the ball. But how do you know till you give somebody a chance?
Right.
He's spent a lot of time in the minor leagues and at AAA. So I think in AA you see a lot of the power arms. A ball, high A. And then when you get to AAA, you see a little bit of both, but you see the pitchers who have big league experience down there. Here's another.
Down to left field line, fair ball. It's going to go to the corner. 2 more runs in. Machado has yet another double, and the Tigers get 2 more in to make it 5-0.
Who picked him? I don't think anybody. But Machado continues. He's hitting the ball hard. Ball's middle in. Curveball, he stays back nicely. Pulls it down into the left field corner. And Nicky Delmonico tries to cut it off, but he cannot do so. Tigers score 2 more. That's going to be it for Lucas Giolito.
Tigers have been clutch in this series. 6 2-out runs on Thursday and 4 more today. And a much different outcome for Giolito this time against the Tigers. 5-0 score. We'll be back. Mr. Machado, Dixon a 2-run single, 2 more hits. Tigers lead 5-0 today. Hector Santiago comes out of the bullpen now for Chicago, and Leonis Martin looks at ball 1.
We got another wall side windows pitching change. Santiago with Minnesota the last 2 years. Fastball, likes to throw a lot of curveballs, especially to left-handers. If he gets behind, he will come fastball though. So you want to try and lay off that if you're Martin. Get the heater.
Santiago for a spell was in the rotation for Minnesota last season, left-hander. Born in Newark, New Jersey, Hector Santiago. Martin had a walk and scored a run in the 3rd. Tigers lead 5-0. Plenty of 2-out run scoring in this series.
Leonis Martin has looked pretty good on lefties this year, early in the year. Tigers put a lot of trust in him, putting him up top of the order. He's got several pitching changes to bring in the left-hand lefty and has gotten the job done. Looking to pick up another run for the Tigers with the hit here.
A little bit up. 3-1.
It's going to be a heater. Fastball.
Here's a 3-1 pitch.
Ooh, good pitch to hit right there. Now this has been kind of a long inning. You start thinking about Michael Fulmer, his pitch count. How far are you going to let him go? You're here in the top of the 6th inning. You'd probably like to get him through 7. I know if his pitches will allow him to do so. I'm not sure how far Gardy would let him go this early in the season.
Got him, strike 3, and Martin is caught looking, but Dixon Machado continues his early season torrid pace. Big 2-run double for Dixon, 5-0 Tigers as April in the D rolls on. Goes back to work facing Nicky Delmonico. Delmonico, Castillo, and Tim Anderson against the Tigers righty, who is enjoying a 5-run lead. There's a wave and a miss. No balls at 2 strikes.
A couple of hand warmers.
Need more than that today. 32 at game time was our temperature. Now they go 2.
Sorry. Got a ball game going here. Tigers leading 5-0. Having a little fun here in the booth. Forgot my gloves.
Well, you were smart enough to go buy a jacket after the ball game yesterday, since you were 2 days ago.
Yeah, well, thanks for sitting me in front of the window.
I didn't put you there. Here's the 1-2, and it's fouled back out of play.
Where did these come from right here? We got somebody warming up his head. Tigers bullpen, who is that?
Alex Wilson warming up in the bullpen.
So we got the hot dog warmers.
Gibby's got a nice new jacket here, very nice.
You bought it for me, that's nice of you. Thanks for giving me the credit card.
Can do some damage here in Chicago. What do you got there? You got a hot dog there?
Yeah, it's a hand warmer.
Okay.
Where's the ketchup?
See, now we have relish,
Sugar.
ketchup,
Sugar.
mustard.
No sugar.
No sugar.
I learned.
Always just mustard. Now, why they brought the other 2 up here, I'm not sure. It'll miss outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Although relish is okay, onions are okay. You just can't do the ketchup.
We're gonna do it.
Here.
Wait a minute.
That's the ketchup.
Don't spill it on yourself. Actually, the reason we're sitting by is Fulmer starts off the inning with the strikeout.
Let's bring in John Keating, who's got to be extremely warm down there.
Yeah, well, the reason that you have hot dogs in the booth is because it's very much a Chicago thing. And in fact, here at the ballpark, they sell T-shirts that say "No ketchup on a hot dog." A columnist for the Chicago Tribune once said putting ketchup on a hot dog is the end of the world. And a woman who was the president of the American Hot Dog and Sausage Council said anybody over 18 should never put ketchup on a hot dog. She said at some point you have to grow up. By the way, that is part of the American Meat Institute. She believes that the only condiments that belong on a hot dog are onion and relish and mustard, of course, and chili and cheese, but never, ever ketchup. And we asked some of the guys about that in spring training, and it'll be a recurring theme during our Tigers coverage this year. Should anyone put ketchup on a hot dog? Ron Gardenhire has voiced his opinion. He says never, and he's going to coach up the guys to make sure that they don't.
Well, I know we're in Chicago.
Ball head down the left field line. It's going to get down and go up against the wall. Wellington Castillo has himself a double.
Okay, Keats, you got him on there, Keats?
I do. I can see you.
What do we got on there? We're from Detroit.
You got a little ketchup on there, don't you?
This is Chicago.
Oh, he's going to do it.
Should I go for the glory?
Oh, now with ketchup.
Twitter's going to blow up,
Oh,
right?
look
3,
at it.
2, 1.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, that warmed me up.
Holy smokes. This is what it's come to here in Chicago. That's going to be it for Fulmer.
No napkins.
Well, that's your problem right now. Michael is done. Wilson warming up at the bullpen. And Alex comes running in. We'll get Gibby some napkins.
That ketchup's good.
Oh, my goodness. Help us. And I absolutely believe that. Absolutely believe that. Yes, they are. They're ringing off the hook.
Why?
Because you just don't put ketchup on a hot dog.
Well, I proved I did, but I mean, it's just the way I preferred. Is that okay?
Well, it's going to have to be okay. Tim Anderson, the batter, facing Wilson.
I usually put ketchup, mustard, the whole kitchen sink, but we didn't have those available. Nevertheless, Willie comes in here with the man on second base. He's got to get. We got a wall side windows pitching change. Alex Wilson's done a great job for the Tigers over the years. 66 games last year. Opponent's hit 279. He's been looking for an out here. One out already. Man on second. Wellington Castillo.
Did not go, so Anderson let that one slide by, and count now 2-1. Tigers bullpen allowing just 1 run in 5 2/3 over the last 3 games. They have been really good, and they certainly came up big in the opener on Thursday.
That's after they struggled early on in last year. Tiger bullpen really struggled. Gardy trying to figure it out. Who fits where? Nice slider right there.
Wilson last year appearing in a career high 66 games. Got off to a nice quick start last year. Did not allow an earned run in 13 straight outings in late April into May. High fly ball center field, picking up some steam. Martin going back, going to the track, right in front of the wall to make the catch. Runner will advance. 2 gone. That'll bring up Yolmer Sanchez. That ball had some jump to it.
Yeah, he got on it, but not good enough. Didn't carry out. Got Castillo moves over to third with 2 outs now. Has to get Sanchez to get out of this inning. Michael Fulmer was a master at getting out of trouble today.
The Sox 0 for 6 now with men in scoring position. Sanchez had a huge at bat early in this game. Bases loaded, nobody out. He flied out. Popped up to shallow center field, and that really started the comeback for Fulmer, who was able to get through a bases loaded, nobody out jam. And the game, as we look at it now, kind of turned on that. Michael, an outstanding effort today. That's back-to-back starts now where he's pitched extremely well. High fly ball again to right field. Castellanos has room, and that is that for Chicago. No runs, a double, 1 man left.
In the third on a Miguel Cabrera base hit. Then Dixon Machado in the 6th inning, a big 2-out, 2-run double. Tigers up 5-0 here as we go to the top of the 7th. As we just shut down the White Sox as they were threatening in the bottom of the 6th.
Hector Santiago goes back out there here in the 7th. Jamer Candelario, Miguel Cabrera, and Nicholas Castellanos against the Sox lefty. Candy shoots it on the ground and through, base hit. That is his 2nd hit of the game, on base 3 times in this one. That'll bring up Cabrera. It's been a big day for Miguel. He's knocked in 3, 2 of them on a single with 2 outs in the 3rd.
You talked about earlier, it's even better that they're 2-out singles. Gives you confidence. It seems to hurt the opponent that much more.
10 2-out runs for the Tigers so far in the first 2 games in this 3-game series. Tigers will have another one here tomorrow to wrap up the series. Miggy popped it up. Shallow left field. Anderson battling the sun. And Cabrera is out, 1 gone. By the way, the Tigers take on the Yankees on Saturday, April 14th. The first 10,000 fans will get a free April in the D Skyline beanie, courtesy of Fox Sports Detroit. If you'd like tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or go to tigers.com.
Tigers up 5-0 here. I think Santiago's got kind of a high leg kick. Candelario's got to think about running right here. Or do you save that because you alert every scout in the stands that you'll do it? Sometimes you want to save it. It's about 1.4 seconds from the time that the pitcher's moving to the glove. That's very doable. Anything over 1.3 is generally acceptable. 1.3 seconds.
Ball 1 high to Castellanos.
You know, in this ballpark, you just never know. In fact, it seems like a lot of ballparks are like that now, where you say, well, it's 5-0, I don't want to use it right now, or do you go ahead and take it that's given?
So how late in a game, and what has the score, what does it need to be for it to be a no-no to run?
Usually say 6 runs in the 6th.
Ball's hit pretty good to right center field, and it's going to go up against the wall. Candelario rounding third. He is coming around, and it's a ground rule double for Castellanos. And it'll send Candelario back to third base.
Nick finally gets a hold of one. He out over the plate. They've been throwing him inside most of the day. Makes solid contact, and this ball bounces over the fence. Break, they're going to walk Victor. Got 1 out, could be.
Break there for the White Sox. That would have scored a run easily, and now with first base open, it'll be Martinez stepping in, infield coming in. Victor was hit by a pitch and scored a run in his last at bat. He'll take ball 1.
Surprised that they would do that, although James McCann is much better off left-handed pitchers than righties. It'd be nice for Victor to get a hit. I could pick up a couple of points. Dual purpose here.
He got you 2 in his last at bat.
Victor's been hitting mostly from the left side this year. It's been a while since he's had to hit righty against the lefty. Got papers all over here, so I can't look it up for you. So much roomy up here.
It's kind of like your living room. You can stretch out.
Colorful.
Infield in for Chicago, and Vimar trying to take advantage of that.
I believe coming into the game today, Victor, 10 of 20 at bats with runners on. So far this season, had 5 RBI coming in.
He just seems at age 39 like a totally different guy here than he was last year.
And I saw him last year taking a lot of extra swings in between his at bats. And that's you mean well, you're trying to fix something, but it just wears you down mentally and physically.
The 2-1. 2-2. Here's our pick and stick update, courtesy of Ram. What do we got going on here? Candelario's got Keats 3, and Miggy's got me 3.
Wait a minute, I got points.
No, because he struck out twice. That's a -2.
Well, he just was getting ready to redo it right here, retab. Hey, Keats, I'll trade you.
Simo's got 6, man. Simo with the Machado pick. 2-2 on Victor Martinez. Popped up.
It's going to be tough.
Foul ground, and Abreu, nice play. So Vimar retired 2 away.
Well, he got it up in the zone. Good play by Abreu right here. Immediately turns and throws it. Candy did go back and tag just in case the throw was offline, read it, but couldn't make it happen.
So we'll see if the Tigers again can get it done with 2 outs. They've done a ton of that in this series. It'll be McCann. James hit by pitch and came around to score. The starter Giolito hit 2 batters in the 6th, and both scored on the Machado double. Popped up, shallow right field. Garcia's under it, and that'll end the inning. No runs. Tigers get a single, a double, and strand 2. Give you just some ketchup on that hot dog. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. Oh my goodness.
What a bite.
To nothing as we go to the bottom of the 7th here in Chicago, and Alex Wilson came on and got a couple of outs in the 6th. He will face Santa Mangle to get things started here in the 7th. Engel, Moncada, and Garcia in there. Strike one. Fulmer surrendered a double in the 6th. That was the last batter he faced, and then Willie came on and got the final 2 outs.
25 pitch second inning. Took the length out of Michael Fulmer's game today, but Tigers bullpen has been very effective lately. Alex Wilson coming in to do the job right here, and continue to try and tack on if you're the Tigers offense.
1-2 on Engel. Strikeout, flyout for Engel.
Starting to get shadows over home plate as well. That'll add to the advantage to all the pitchers.
Each ball club with 6 hits, but the Tigers have a 5-0 lead. Here's the 1-2. Got him, strike 3.
Good pitch, came inside, looked like it was a little off the plate, but Tigers get the call. Take a look. When you're watching in the Fox box here, take a look at the location. A dot is a strike, circle is a ball, but we get the call. See Willie there with the little cutter. Makes it back over the corner.
Moncada the batter, and he looks at ball 1.
So you see the circle right there. That is a ball. The dot is a strike.
A little bit off the plate.
I believe that measures, doesn't it measure at the front of the plate?
I believe so.
It is correct.
The 2-0 foul back, 2-1 on Moncada. Last 4 games, including today, the Tigers bullpen now 12 innings, 1 earned run. That's it. Actually, 1 run overall, period. Here's the 2-1, and that's a good sign when you consider the Tigers bullpen last year. Really, the Tiger staff overall, the numbers were elevated in terms of ERA.
Oh boy, it really was.
Tigers, in fact, were dead last in team ERA last year. But by and large, their starting pitching has been good. The bullpen's been good. That's in the air toward left, hit pretty good. And Jacoby turns on it off the wall. Extra bases, and Moncada has his 2nd hit of the game. 1-out double.
This guy we were talking about, he struggled, but when he hits it, he's got pop. He's got power. He's got all the tools. That's why he was rated such high as a prospect. Serves this to opposite field. Jacoby can't run it down.
Avisail Garcia.
Notice Fulmer had a lot of ground balls. Willie giving up some fly balls now, so Tiger outfielders got to be ready.
Ball 1. I would imagine, and I guess this goes for everybody in the field, but especially the outfielders on days like today. I mean, you've got to mentally battle to keep yourself in the game.
No doubt about it, especially get into the long innings, or if pitchers aren't putting the ball in play. But the Tiger pitchers have done a pretty good job, except for that 2nd inning with Michael when he couldn't find the strike zone. The hands had to be extremely chilly to find a grip. Was tough. You can see that Alex Wilson blowing on his hand, trying to get it warmed up. That's not like having a regular, just warm, sweaty body.
The 1-1. 1-2 on Garcia.
Sox 0 for 7 today on the season, 215. Just keep it that way. Keep the 0 for going. Right into the meat of the White Sox order right now.
1-2. 2-2 on Avisail Garcia. Chicago now has one more hit than the Tigers, but Detroit has the 5-0 lead.
I believe it's back-to-back at batters that were 1-2, and Alex went to 2-2. I'm going to try and put him away.
Through McCann to the backstop. That'll move the runner up to third as Moncada moves up 90 feet.
This ball stayed down on him. It's a fastball. See, he didn't get the glove down all the way. Those are pretty tough. That's about a 58-footer.
It's a wild pitch, advancing the runner 3-2 now as they count on Garcia. Driven to left field on a line.
Oh, what a play.
Caught by Jones. Runner will tag and score. Jacoby catches that sizzling liner. It'll be a sac fly and an RBI for Garcia.
It's too bad he couldn't stay up right there, because he was coming in. He would have been able to hold the runner, Moncada, at third base. Right into the glove. Excellent play. Gets it out to the side just enough. And there's applause from the dugout. Look at Mikey right there.
So the White Sox get on the board, but there are 2 gone now. Bases are empty. That'll bring up Jose Abreu. Tigers have some more action in their bullpen now as they try and get through the final couple of innings of this game. Tigers get a win in this game, and they will move their record to 3-4 with a chance to go to Cleveland 500 with a win tomorrow. And there is Stump and Jimenez. Popped up. First base side, Machado calls off Miggy, and that'll end the inning. Sox get a run back. You're watching Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
Now gets out of several jams, bases loaded in the second, comes back and gets out of the inning with no runs. And then in the third, trouble again as he pulls his matches again. Miggy puts it away. Then in the fifth inning, his last trouble before he left the game, he gets the inning double play Boy, he's a battler. And 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits, no runs. Did walk 3, 4 strikeouts. Michael Fulmer, heck of a job. Ideal, not ideal conditions, and he dealt with them and got the Tigers a 5-0 lead.
And Xfinity's high-speed pitch up to 96 today for Mr. Fulmer. Here's Jacoby Jones, fresh off that nice catch in the last half inning. Fouls it back out of play from Santiago, 1-1.
It's amazing how that works. And you make a play like that, you come right up.
Here's the Tiger box. A couple of hits for Candelario. A couple of hits for Machado. One and two now on Jones, who last year on opening day in this ballpark hit a 3-run homer against Quintana, leading the Tigers to a win on opening day.
We showed the other day Quintana is no longer here, but there's only one guy left from the staff, I believe.
Got another hit batter.
You think the White Sox want to throw the Tigers inside?
Apparently so. That is 4 hit batters today. 3 of them have scored so far. Another one barely on the shirt.
Nick did. See if Jacoby, I don't know. It is 5-1.
Iglesias. Ball 1. Iggy was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, stole a base and scored a run. Cabrera got the Tigers rolling early with a 2-run single in the 3rd off Giolito. In fact, Miguel with 3 RBIs.
Santiago's not thrown over one time, has he?
Nope.
I think he maybe doesn't want to throw over there, huh? You take a one-way lead on him, make him throw.
Jones stole a bag in the 4th. Way outside. 2-1. Tigers lead 5-1 here this afternoon on a game that started in 32-degree weather.
Looks like Iggy's picking him up good. 3-1 count. Will Gardy have him go? Gotta say 3-2 for sure. Gotta try and tack on. It's been a lot of comebacks around the big leagues this year. Tigers have a couple themselves. So don't take it for granted. You want to play it out, score as much as you can, take what's given to you.
Runner holds on 3-1, strike called. Now 3-2 on Iglesias. Santiago replaced the starter Giolito in the 6th, then struck out Martin to end the inning. Allowed 2 hits in the 7th, no damage. Runner goes, swinging a foul.
So stat, Iglesias has a swing rate of almost 77%. And with 2 strikes, that ball looked like a little out of zone. The average is 61%.
Iglesias last year was one of the tougher hitters to strike out in the league. Again, the 3-2. Down the right field line, foul ground. Back out of play.
Again, Santiago's not throwing a ball over there. He's had several runners. I don't have the tape that I can go through. Like these coaches, they can look at every thrower from every pitcher for every game that's in the system, which is virtually, endless. If I was Jacoby, You know, your job is to make sure that he goes home in this situation. You're relying more on Iglesias putting the bat on the ball if it is a strike. One of the things, if you look at Ramon Martinez over there there's Ramon Santiago, with that first base, a new first base coach, just kind of learning the ropes a little bit. He's in constant communication over there at first. Not a very good move, if that's his best one.
Everybody talks about third base coaches and their impact on the game. What are the nuances of coaching first?
Well, right now he's trying to figure this pitcher out. He's making sure, he's confirming if a sign comes over, probably. They either have verbals or they put their hands on you and they do certain things.
Again, runner goes, and it's flared toward right foul.
You know, there's various other things he'll be watching, he may be watching in the dugout to see if he can get the managers, which would be Rick Renteria's, signs to his catcher, pick up the throwovers. And of course, when a runner is approaching, you're reading the ball as a first base coach, and you're encouraging him to go or hold up, watch the trail man, pick up the guy in front of you, watch the line drive.
There is ball 4 down low, and Iglesias will get himself a walk. That'll put 2 men on. Last game, the Tigers had 4 hit batters. Well, you got to go back to '95 against Seattle, and one of them was
me.
Do you remember it?
No.
Why? Bob Wells hit you.
I don't remember that.
Come on, think back, think.
Yeah, my short-term memory is not good, I guess.
It was game 2 of the '95 season.
Game 2?
Game 2. And Rudy Pemberton, Chad Curtis, and John Flaherty were also hit in that game. Remember Rudy Pemberton?
Oh, yeah.
Fouled back out of play by Machado.
Now, Jacoby and Iggy on base. This could be a good guy to time up. Got a 4-run lead. Maybe can be a little aggressive. I don't know how Gardy wants to play it. We'll find out.
Hit batter and a walk here for the Tigers in the 8th, trying to add on to their 5-1 lead. Pickoff look, but no throw by Santiago.
Yeah, they've had several of those today.
Well, another great day for Machado. Single, double, RBI. Dixon now with 6 doubles in 7 games this year for the Tigers. The 0-1.
Game really slows down when you get runners on base. Tigers have established they're going to run given the opportunity. White Sox really taking time to get the signs here, and he'll probably 2-look going back there to second base.
Bold foul. You know, it's not like Machado has had cheap hits. It seems like everything coming off his bat, hits or outs, have been hit pretty good.
Well, he hasn't been chasing at all. They had Shields the other day throwing the off-speed pitches. He's just spitting on it, seeing the ball good, staying back, not trying to do too much.
Two and two on Machado.
Nobody out for the Tigers, first and second. The hottest Tiger, Dixon Machado, waiting for a strike.
Pop him up. Abreu calling everybody off infield fly rules, so the batter is automatically out. One away. Tigers fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device. Fox Sports Go, download the app, and take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go. Made available by T-Mobile.
In this situation, Leonis Martin struck out in his last at bat, took a third strike. Saw a lot of fastballs. He gets behind, it would look curveball. You want to look for that ball coming right at your shoulder, even though that ball comes right here, it's going to be a strike. It's going to break right over the plate. Pretty good stop there by Castillo. Santiago has been throwing mainly fastballs when he's behind.
Martin now 192 for the year. Walk and a run scored here this afternoon.
Look who's here. John Keating in the house.
Here's the 1-0. Runner breaks to third, swing and a miss. And no throw by Castillo. Diving in safely is Jacoby Jones. His second steal of the day.
Well, this is good with one out. In an ideal situation, you got to have you want Iggy to have his eyes right over here at Jacoby. He can go with him. It didn't work out this time. You want second, third. You want that second, third. His double play is still in order for the White Sox. But as they get going through the season, they'll start to understand when guys are going to go. They'll come up with signs on the bases. They'll have a better idea what's going on.
Joe Jimenez in the Tigers bullpen. Tigers have 4 stolen bases now, all of them in this series. Martin stays alive. Shadows covering home plate now with the pitcher still in the sunlight. You see the shadows down the entire right field line as well.
Yeah, tough to see the spin as a hitter. 40 pitches for Santiago now. You got to protect as a hitter right here. Most hitters have a two-strike approach. They let the ball travel just a little deeper. Be a fastball here.
Fouled away.
Well, let's see, Leonis Martin, 27 pitches seen today. No other player has more than 19, so he's been battling. That was a good job right there of two-strike approach. Let that fastball get a little deep, guarding against the breaking ball. Just fouls it into the stand. You can't hit every pitch.
Off the plate, and he'll watch that one go wide. 2-2 on Martin.
Should get some points for Pick the Stick for 20 pitches plus.
Begging.
Well, there's submit rules changes from now and then.
Juan Minaya warming up in the Chicago pen.
Minaya threw Thursday in the opener.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and he finally got him. Up top, Martin is out.
Good battle. And this ball just elevates it a little bit, right underneath it. Worked him in early, it goes away late. Can't catch up.
Jamer Candelario now with 2 away. Chambers has been on base in each of his last 3 at-bats, a walk, 2 singles. And now a 5-game hitting streak early in the year for Jamer. Strike one. Candelario's dad taught him to switch hit early in life. His dad was a former minor leaguer for the Astros. And he noticed early on in Jamer's youth that he wanted him to switch hit, give him a better opportunity.
Is he? He's a natural right-handed hitter.
Yes. No, natural. Yes, correct. Natural right-handed hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pretty productive, as you said, walking 2 singles.
Mentioned that in previous broadcasts that Candelario is an off-season workout buddy with Robinson Cano. They hit together quite a bit.
Got a good eye.
Fouled out of play.
When you look at guys to put up at the top of the order, you want to have people who can set the table, players. He's got a pretty good eye, walks. And he's young. This is really his first opportunity to come in and really have a job wrapped up into a season. And the veterans have done a really good job, I think, of bringing some of these younger guys, the guys that have come from different organizations, made them feel welcome and made the transition smooth and quick. Now they can get down to playing the game and understanding their roles.
Candelario joined the Tigers last year in Pittsburgh. He walked into the clubhouse and his locker was next to Miguel Cabrera. And he thought, this is pretty cool. He grew up actually a Chicago Cubs fan. He would follow the Cubs as a youngster, Sammy Sosa and Moises Alou, but once he got into the Tigers clubhouse and saw Miguel Cabrera there, it was a pretty big thrill for him.
Became a Cabrera fan and a Tiger fan.
No doubt. 28 pitches now for Santiago in this inning. Runner breaks to second and is pulled foul. A little rattle around the seats. Hey, it's April in the D's, so join us again tomorrow for more afternoon baseball. Coverage begins with Tigers Live at 1 on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Tigers White Sox tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Tune us in.
And we head on down to Cleveland after tomorrow's game.
4 night games there. Swing and a miss. He chased up top. That'll end the inning. Tigers threaten to leave a couple of runners. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica, your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by wall-side windows, we can do that. We are the factory. Back here in Chicago on a chilly afternoon. There's some Italian beef going on there.
Can you put ketchup on it?
Probably not. It's against the rules as well. Joe Jimenez coming out of the Tigers bullpen now here in the 8th inning.
Joe's
Matt Davidson.
throwing the ball very well this year. Pitched in the opener here. Gave an inning of scoreless relief. Last 5 outings, 3 1/3 innings, no earned runs. So he's on a little bit of a roll here.
It is officially a wall-side windows pitching change.
Also, that was his first career Major League win on Thursday here in the Tigers' big comeback.
And Joe said before the game today about 20 or so texts and calls after his first Major League win.
His slider has been much better from last year, but again, he's going to be in the chilly weather. We're going to have to find out if he can get the grip.
It was an issue, it appeared at times, for the starting pitchers, Fulmer and Giolito today. Swing and a miss.
That was nasty there, wasn't it?
Davidson dusted on a pitch that looked like he had no chance on.
It disappeared. It's right down there. It's got a real tight spin on it. Look at late breaking.
Wow.
Can gets the block. That's one away.
And now Nicky Delmonico.
Delmonico's been a first pitch swinger. Got 2 hits on first pitches. Double in the second, single in the third. Swings again.
And I wonder, you brought this point up last half inning and how difficult it is with these shadows covering home plate to pick up the spin.
Well, it is. I mean, ideally you want it to be one color, either lighter or dark. But that's pretty much the ball's coming out of his hand. It's light. There's like, you can look to the left right here and see where it's, if it went through there, it would be like a strobe light. That's not desirable either. But you got to deal with it. The West Coast teams have those 5 o'clock starts. Those are the worst.
More action in the Tigers bullpen. Daniel Stumpf. Here's the 2-1. 2-2 on Delmonico.
You know, it's interesting to watch the teams as you'll travel around, and the Tigers especially, who they warm up, what time, what part of the game. And Gardy's very good at managing his bullpen. He's got a lot of experience, so you won't see guys up if they're not going to come to the game too much.
In on his hands, and Cabrera runs it down and holds on. 2 gone. It'll bring up Wellington Castillo. Jimenez came on and pitched the 9th inning in the opening game of the series. Got him 1-2-3. Talking about a guy that if he can pitch to his capabilities here this year for the Tigers can be huge for the back end of the bullpen.
This is his 5th game already, so you know, one of the things he is fairly young in the bigs, so you're going with him right now. At some point in the season, you, as a manager and a pitching coach, you monitor how many games, how many innings. No, he's got, this is his 5th game, but he's only got 3 1/3 innings coming into today, so you want to keep the innings less than the appearances.
How much do you think Gardy right now is still trying to kind of weed through his relievers and figure out roles beyond Shane Green?
Yeah, he's trying to gain trust. And Joe has been doing a good job. That's why you're seeing him here in the 8th inning.
2-out single for Castillo. That'll bring up Tim Anderson. Anderson is 0 for 2. He does have a walk in this game. Tigers had a 5-0 lead. The only run for the White Sox came in the 7th. Foul back 0-1. 94 that time on the inner part of the plate against Anderson, who just fought it off.
Yeah, he's got a very good tight fastball, and the slider has been improving, as we said. You see McCann is probably going to be a slider right here. That's a heater at 96.
Here's the 1-1.
Now it's interesting that all the trouble we've seen with these right-handers throwing that slider, it's been all yank. You know, remember that all game?
Yep.
So when you throw the pitch and they have the grip, we've showed it a couple times, you just don't have the feel right on the end of the pitch.
Two and two.
He's nice and warm. The pitcher and the catcher are the warmest on the field.
They'll get back out of play off the bat of Anderson as Miggy gives a look. Here is the upcoming matchup presented by Wallside Windows. We're going to wrap up this series tomorrow, and it's probably not going to be a whole lot warmer tomorrow.
No. Mike Fires is going to go coming off the DL. He's ready to go. And Ronaldo Lopez for the Tribe, or for the White Sox. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. We got a pregame on that, don't we?
We do. Nice to have a guy named Fires going in a cold day.
So we should be warmer.
Hopefully. Meanwhile, 3-2 now on Tim Anderson. 2 gone here in the 8th. Tigers lead 5-1. It looks like everybody's just abandoned the right side of the stadium now. They're all sitting in the sunlight on the third base side.
Got him.
Down he goes. Anderson strikes out. Good job by Joe Jimenez, who fans a pair here in the 8th inning. Let's go to the 9th. Tigers holding on to the 5-1 lead. Wallside windows pitching change, and we've got the new right-hander. It's going to be Juan Minaya.
40 games, 43 innings. Good, pretty good stuff. 51 strikeouts.
And Miguel Cabrera will lead things off against Minaya.
Got a power curveball. Good, like 1-6, 1-7 action. 92 to 96 on the fastball. Sinker goes, or is a changeup goes down. Good sink. Curveball, if you can lay off it, not much for strikes. It's a big breaker.
Minaya was 9 out of 10 in save opportunities last year. He averaged about 10.5 strikeouts per 9. Miggy cuts and misses.
See, he's got some life on that fastball there. Little tail at the end.
A little 95-mile-an-hour heat. Minaya from the Dominican Republic. Miggy got an issue now with a home plate umpire. James Hoy.
Not sure what happened there.
Two-one is fouled back, 2-2. 3 driven in today for Miguel. 2-run single got the Tigers rolling early. They got Michael Fulmer some offense to work with.
You have to look. I don't know. Does Mickey always wear 2 batting gloves?
I never noticed.
Seems
Don't
like
know.
maybe he's just about him.
Up and in. Again at 95 from Minaya.
He's firm. Tall and slender. Got a big motion. Arms and legs. A little deceptive.
Not a whole lot of competition down there for foul balls, that's for sure.
He got a good chance to get one over there.
Another foul by Miggy. White Sox pitchers today have gone to 11 3-ball counts. And they've also hit 4 batters in this game.
Ooh.
Man, way inside to the backstop it goes, and Cabrera points his bat out there to Minaya. And now is having a little stare down.
You don't want to get one of the ribs in this type of situation. But Mickey has a single and a walk today, and some RBIs.
We're going to get a pinch runner at first base as well for Cabrera, so he'll be taken out of the ball game. Nico Goodrum will come on to pinch run.
Came in the game Thursday when Miggy left with that injury. He can run. He's got good legs. Had a stolen base the other day.
Tigers wouldn't mind adding another run or 2 in this inning. Ball 1 to Castellanos. Nicholas this afternoon a double in his last at bat, his only hit today. Nick had 72 extra base hits last year in his breakout campaign, in which he knocked in over 100 for the first time in his career.
Really turned it on in the second half. Trying to get it going early today. Hit number 4 in the Tigers lineup. That's pretty good spot. A lot of action there.
Ball 2 inside.
A lot of opportunity. There you go, 26 home runs last year with 101 ribs. He knows he can hit. I mean, he believes it. You talk to him about it. He feels like should only get better.
The 2-0. In there, a strike called. Hey, if you want to foul ball, you might want to sit on the right side here on the first base line.
Yeah.
Because everybody has decided to go grab some sunlight on the left side. The stadium's actually tilting that way now. Not really.
It's 2 degrees warmer in the sun.
Here's the 2-1 runner goes. Goodrum on the move, no throw. Castellanos almost got nicked. Stolen base.
He's got nice long strides. We talked about this. He's bumping the arms good and no throw. Is that 5 on the day? Stolen bases?
I think 5 for the year, 4 on the day. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of them by Jacoby Jones. Here's a 3-1, and Nick looks at a strike 3 and 2. 95, dotting the inside part of the plate. Victor Martinez will be next. Missed it inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Minaya in this inning. Well, the Detroit Tigers baseball is always live with MLB at Bat. The app will keep you connected every day with live radio calls, video highlights, stats, breaking news, and more. Download MLB at Bat now. It's your #1 Tigers app.
4 steals today. It's been a while, but this team has a little different makeup. You're going to see more running, more guys on the move, stealing bases, running stuff down in the outfield.
Vmart hit by a pitch and a run scored. He has fanned twice in this game. And takes ball 1.
Just not what Rick Renteria had in mind when he brought Minaya in.
Not close.
Just hoping he'd come in, have a quick inning. Already at 15 pitches.
No, you cannot. Move over. You can't sit in those first 3 there.
9 of the 15 have missed the strike zone.
In the first 4. Yeah, you gotta move over. You can't sit in the first 4.
Here's the 1-0. 2-0. And now here comes Don Cooper.
Yeah, and again, not to overemphasize, these guys have come in to pitch. It's a little different deal out there than they were used to a couple weeks ago in Florida. Just a quick meeting there. Now, what is that, 4 meetings or 5?
They should be down to 2. I think that was 4. Here's our game summary. The Chicago offense stranding the bases loaded in the second. They're 0 for 7 with men in scoring position. And Dixon Machado, well, another good day for Dixon.
Simo had the pick, right?
Yeah, Simo had Dixon today.
A lot of 3-ball counts, a lot of struggling with the grip. We got some stolen bases, we got some hit batters and some walks. And some knocks.
About a knock here, a little gap shot here. Got to throw a strike first. It's 3-0.
His 3rd 3-0 count today. First 2 did not end like he wanted to do. Let's see if this one can.
Lost in ball 4. He has walked, the bases loaded. 3 walks for Minaya. Ooh, look at that ratio. 12 balls, 6 strikes.
So if you're the Tigers, you got a 4-run lead right now. If you played 2 or 3 more this inning, who do you bring in?
Good question.
Bring in Greeny?
No.
Well,
It's quiet right now. So Victor is out of the game now. Reyes pinch running at first. There's ball 1. As a hitter in this situation, Gibby, how do you kind of massage trying to be effective at the plate, or I should say aggressive at the plate, and knowing the guy can't throw a strike and you know, taking a pitch or 2?
James was taken all the way right there. I mean, there's only 1 out. I'd make him throw me a strike. He probably gets your RBI. He's not even close.
He missed again, way low and away.
Tried the slider that time. Can't get any closer.
Two and 0 on McCann. Ball 3.
Here's a ribby. Would you swing here? No way.
No.
I'm sure Gardy doesn't even have it on right here. That would be foolish. White Sox do have a pitcher up in the bullpen.
8 straight balls now thrown by Minaya. Do I hear 9? Ooh, it's in there. A strike call. 3-1.
Sarcastic cheer.
That is Gregory Infante warming up in the Sox pen. The 3-1 way outside, ball 4, free RBI for McCann. A bases loaded walk makes it 6-1. Got no choice now but to come out and get Minaya. He walks 4 batters to drive in a run, and Rick Renteria will go get Infante out of their bullpen.
Well, frustrating for them, but we'll take it on the other side. Michael Fulmer was having earlier troubles in the game. He got through it. And the Tigers right now up in this game 6-1. The road made a catch here at the top of the 7th. It was a great catch, I thought. Look at right there, they say his speed was 19.9 foot per second, and the catch probability was 63%.
You're not buying that, are you?
I'm not. I mean, that is I don't know, I asked you the question. That was a tough catch. It was an excellent catch. I don't think many guys would go for that, but those are the numbers, and that's based upon data over the years. So I guess maybe my eyes tell me something different. But
Well, yeah, but you lived it, though. I mean, you know how tough that play is.
maybe I'm thinking if I was out there.
Here is a pitch thrown away from Infante as he faces Jones.
The StatCast data started in 2015, so this is from every play, and you know, it's all stored in there. And these are the types of metrics that is being used in the game on a daily basis. So it's real data.
Jones skies one in the air. Third base side, mile high pop up is going to fall into the glove of Sanchez, and that's the first out.
Infante's numbers. Pitched on Thursday. 3 games so far this season, inning and 2/3. He's given up a few runs. No strikeouts, 3 walks. So the White Sox did a switcheroo on us. They brought a guy in who walks a lot of guys to get out of the inning. Hopefully Iglesias right here can plate a couple.
Iglesias on base twice in this game. Walk and a hit by pitch. He's also swiped the bag. I think he had a double in his first bat of the year. Then he went on 0 for a 16 stretch and snapped that in game 1 in the series. Chance to bust this one wide open for the Tigers here in the 9th. Fouled away 0-2. Well, one thing Infante is doing at least is throwing strikes. Minaya couldn't do that. He walked the bases loaded and then walked a run in. 4 straight walks.
Castellanos Martinez. That's
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Iglesias out of there. So a couple of primo RBI chances for Jones and Iggy, but they fail to score. And now with 2 outs, here is Machado.
Simo just licking his chops right now.
Simo could have a huge day. 2-run double for Machado. That came in the 6th inning. Here's the 0-1. On the outer edge, 0-2.
Paint right there. Gets fastball, foul ball in his first pitch. Painted the corner there. Dixon's still feeling confident. He's been really swinging the bat good.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Well, he threw the ball better than the other day.
Fonte gets 3 straight outs. Tigers settle for 1 run. in favor of the Tigers, trying to take the first 2 in this series here in Chicago. Nico Goodrum will stay in the game, and he'll play first base with Cabrera out of the contest.
Got a new pitcher, Daniel Stump, coming in to shut down the White Sox. Appeared in 55 games with the Tigers last year. Also 28 appearances in Toledo. 24 outings, I'm sorry. And throwing the ball pretty good. Getting to enjoy the cold with the rest of us. He'll actually get warmed up and try and shut down this White Sox team. No funny stuff here in the bottom of the ninth.
Nope, let's make it quick. Yolmer Sanchez will get things rolling here in the bottom of the ninth. It'll be Sanchez, Engel, and Moncada facing the lefty Stump. Joe Jimenez, a scoreless 8th, and a ball called on Sanchez.
Everybody that's come in has really had trouble with this grip, but you have to quickly make the adjustment.
Way inside, and the count goes 2-0.
No walks has been one of the points of emphasis with the Tigers this year in spring training. You know, the more you talk about things, sometimes the harder they are to conquer.
Right.
But you got to talk about it. Got to figure out a way to get it out of your mind and accomplish the goal of having better command. One of the things Roger Craig did for us in the mid-'80s was he encouraged us to get signs from the infield of where the ball was going to be pitched, what pitch it was. And that way, if they missed their target, we were out of position, right? Does it make sense? And that was just one of the ways that kind of subconsciously encouraged guys to hit the ball or hit their target. You just have to learn how to repeat, and you have to deal with the conditions.
Whoa. Stump wanted that one, didn't get it. 3-2.
Looked a little high, didn't come down.
Straight foul, back out of play. Mike Fiers will go tomorrow for the Tigers in the series finale here. It'll be his first start of the year. Fiers looking over some data. Ball hit pretty good to right. Nick runs it down. One gone.
You were talking about the stolen bases, the hit by pitch.
Yeah.
Tigers got 4 today. Very aggressive early on. Iglesias right there. That was reviewed right there. That was turned around, and we got Jacoby coming to third right here. And then Nico with the 4th. So the Tigers finding a way to stay warm on the base pass. 4 steals, 4 hit batters last time, Mario.
1914, Gibby's rookie year in the big leagues. 0-2. 1914, the last time that happened.
That's a long time ago.
Yes, it is. So long ago, it happened against a team called the Senators.
That's not that old.
It's old.
You remember the Senators.
Well, I do, yeah, but I don't remember 1914.
Who's your favorite player off the Senators?
I don't know.
Frank?
Yeah, Frank Howard, that's a good one. Ted Williams managed them for a spell as well.
I remember seeing Frank Howard hit one up on the roof at the old Tiger Stadium when I was a youngster. So big.
Huge.
Giant.
Grounder, oh, back to the mound. Is that a barehanded play there by Stump? Got him at first.
Well, he threw it.
Oh, man, that could not have felt good. Doug Teeter, the head athletic trainer, coming out to make sure he's all right. He stuck his bare hand out there and stopped it.
I told you we were talking about this earlier in the game. Did we not?
We were, but this doesn't make it right. You got to challenge yourself.
Wasn't that fun? Got an out of it. Now, he threw a bullet to first base after he picked it up. You know he can't feel it. It's like an old game we used to play with the dartboard. You throw a dart,
yeah,
and you throw a dart. So I throw a 50, you throw a 20, you do 30 push-ups. Then you got to throw the next dart. So it's a challenge.
Okay.
That's a heck of a play right there.
That's unbelievable.
Nothing to it. Came back there hot at him, didn't it? I'm glad he agrees with me.
Apparently he does. He likes the challenge of catching a shot back to the mound barehanded on a 32-degree day.
Tough kid. Willing to pay the price.
2 gone now. Moncada is their last chance. And there's the strike, 0-1. And the Sox now down to their final strike. Whoa. 1-2. Tiger bullpen doing another solid job here today.
So far, so good.
The 1-2. Outside, 2-2 the count.
These are all good confidence building appearances for the Tiger bullpen. You recited the numbers earlier in the game about how they struggled last year. ERA, OPS, average against. Hopefully they can keep the momentum going.
Three and 2. And he walked him. It'll be a 2-out walk for Moncada.
That was close. You talk about these umpires. And they're calling them how they say it. I think in the olden days, they would, in that game, you know,
right,
expand it a little bit. That's what you get with the pitch tracks there. Box tracks.
So here's Garcia. Sac fly to drive in their only run in his last at bat, and stuff misses outside 1-0. What are the odds that Daniel has feeling in that left pitching hand right now?
Not high at all. He's definitely trying to grind his way through it.
Runner was on the move. It was fouled back by Garcia. Moncada will head back.
He's blown on that hand to get a little feeling back in it.
Ground ball toward third. Candelario. And his throw is off target. It'll get by Goodrum. Nico will run it down, and Garcia will take second. So the White Sox still alive. Be an error on Candy.
Yeah, just thinks another weather-related thing. He's had it all the way right here. Just got away. You worry about plays like that. Guys getting hurt and run the runner running into your fielder. Kind of a in-between hop, actually.
It's going to be it for Stump. They're going to take him out of the ball game.
Yeah, I think he's. I saw Gardy talking there to Bazio right before that previous shot.
So Buck Farmer comes trotting in out of the bullpen, and he'll try and get the final out. Daniel Stuff got a fly ball and got a ground out, and then he walked Moncada in an air which should have ended the ball game, but now Farmer will come in. And Daniel getting some high fives.
Good performance right there. Should have been out of the inning right here, but things happen on these type of days. Buck Farmer struggled with his command the other day. It'll give him an opportunity to come in. How about our upcoming schedule? Tigers finish up here tomorrow, on to Cleveland, and then when we get back on the 13th, the Yankees come to town.
That's going to be a pretty daunting stretch here with the Indians on the road, the Yankees with the team they have, although they've had a couple of injuries. Sabathia went on the DL today, so did Drury. You got Baltimore, KC, and then into Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the Yankees, there's a big attraction there, huh? We got Herman, and we've got the Judge, we got Sanchez. Lots been talked about the ability. There's some ultra super athletes to hit the ball a long way. In fact, all those guys are up top of the hit speed off the bats, the launch angle. You come down and watch BP if you can get tickets to that series.
Gardy was looking at Stump's hand to make sure he was all right. Daniel wasn't going to come out of the game, but ironically, well, not ironically, but after he knocked that ball down, he ended up walking the next guy, but got the ground ball, which should have ended the game. How about earlier today, former Tiger Maglio Ordonez threw out the first pitch of the ball game today.
Easily done.
Boy, Max had a great career as the Tiger, 7 years with the Tigers. Won a batting title with Detroit.
And obviously he started his career here with the White Sox.
So Buck Farmer now will try and get Abreu here to end the ball game. Here's strike one.
You want to keep the ball down in the zone. Buck's got good stuff when he keeps it down. A lot of movement.
Fly ball. Center field should do it. Martinez under it. And the Tigers win the first 2 games of the series. 6-1 final score. Now we send you to the Coliseum Studios. Mickey York with Tigers Live postgame.